America's watching ABC. At Chuck E. Cheese's, kids never sing the blues.
World Wrestling superstars and American gladiators will not be seen today.
The following is a very special presentation from the kind people at WIXT, Central New York 9. Thank you kindly. The Irish are a proud people. Their roots in Syracuse date back well over 100 years, and signs of that pride are everywhere. And as St. Patrick's Day approaches, the Irish hold nothing back. Central New York 9 is proud to present the 9th annual Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade down the Emerald Mile to downtown Syracuse.
Hey, good morning. Top of the morning to you, I should say, and good afternoon from downtown, beautiful downtown Syracuse for the 1991 St. Patrick's Day Parade. A sunny day, I might add. I'm Rick Gary, along with my parade partner, Dan Cummings. How you doing this morning?
Very fine, Rick. The road to the Final Four, you know, ended quite abruptly this week for Syracuse, but the Emerald Mile, another highway, is about to get underway on a glorious afternoon for a parade. Countless thousands have already begun to pack the parade route here along South Salina Street in downtown Syracuse. Thousands more to come, I'm sure, because last year, you remember the pouring rain. 2 years ago, the intense cold. This year, nothing to complain about weather-wise.
I was joking to the crew when I first came here. I said, gee, we need some ice and some rain and some cold temperatures to make us really feel like this is a St. Patrick's Day parade. Everybody, of course, laughed at me, and everybody's been standing out in the sun and having a great time. About 3 or 4 deep, the crowd is right now, and I do have official parade temperature at this point is, well, I've got 55 degrees right here on the
Isn't that
pavement.
beautiful? Double Nichols degrees. And, you know, this year, the parade route is largely the same as it has been for the past 9 years, this being the 9th annual St. Patrick's Parade. A slight change at the end of the parade. Instead of veering left past the 500 building on South Salina, they'll take a fairly sharp right onto West Onondaga and D-stage at the Armory Square region. I mentioned the SU loss abruptly so in the Final Four. Well, that helps out a lot to bring a crowd to this parade, because had SU won, of course, they would have been playing at this hour against a second-round opponent. So we're awful glad to have those would-be basketball viewers with us. We know that Villanova and North Carolina and some of the other 6 teams who brought their fans to the Syracuse Carrier Dome this weekend for first-round action are very likely among the parade crowd today, watching live right down here or on their TV sets for the parade. Where we want to send you now is to the very beginnings of this parade, the staging area just off Clinton Square, where they're getting ready to step off. Our Tim Fox is there. Tim?
Okay, we're down near the Clinton Exchange, where they're getting ready for the parade, and a lot of excitement down here. We're down where about 200 kids will be getting with the Syracuse Police Department Project Dare float. You guys excited about this?
Yeah!
You been in a parade before?
Yeah!
You always answer en masse like this.
Yeah!
Thank you very much. Art Walsh is here, right behind the Dare float from the City Police Department, the City School District, is St. James float. Art, this is the first time for St. James to be in the parade.
Good, and we're sort of excited. There was about 10 families that actually convinced they put it together, and the church is quite excited about it.
Okay, Art, have a good march. We are excited about the start of the parade. The Nancy balloon is just going up just to the south of us here at Clinton Square. A lot of excitement down in the area down here, and we will see most of these people during the line of march. Now let's send it back up to our control center.
All right, Tim, thanks a lot. Lots of great excitement and entertainment will be involved in this parade today, one of which, of course, the Nancy balloon. Well, always to start the parade off each and every year, the national anthem, and I think more appropriately this year than any other year in tribute to our servicemen and women. And here to sing the national anthem for us is Director of Choral Music at Fayetteville Manlius High School, is Bruce Campbell. He has sung with the Syracuse Symphony, the Syracuse Opera, the New Jersey Symphony Orchestra, and he's performed the Old Irish Blessing at the very first St. Patrick's Parade dinner. Here to sing for you now the national anthem of the United States, Bruce Campbell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Some immense pride this year in the national anthem. Thank you very much. We're going to take a break now, but we'll return shortly with more pre-parade activities and the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by PNC, the unbeatable price champion, Chinatown, Central New York's original furniture discounter, Key Bank, America's neighborhood bank, Falso Heating, we're not comfortable until you are, Bio Duncan O'Bright, where the Irish Bargain Party furniture sale ends tomorrow, Adirondack Colonial Furniture, the largest S-Bend dealer in Central New York, and by the Downtown Committee. Downtown has it all.
The seasons are beautiful, but at Falso Heating and Air Conditioning, we think they're best left outdoors. When you come home, you deserve to be comfortable, and you can be because Falso installs the latest high-efficiency central air conditioning from Carrier, and Falso provides fast, excellent service, too. You'll keep cool because we keep our word. Call Falso today. Keeping our word, keeping you comfortable since 1882.
Have you got your pearls on?
Yeah, it's gotta look good.
Bad. Fresh. Younger. Older.
She showed me a gazillion different frames.
Got them in an hour. Have you got your pearls on?
There's something for everyone.
Those are definitely pearls. Definitely pearls.
Got these with a coupon. They gave me $100 store credit.
Got them in an hour. Promised they'd be perfect. Guaranteed it. Why just wear glasses when you can put on pearls?
I mean, I gotta look good.
Call 1-800-YES-EYES for locations.
Okay, the Tom Dooley Choralaires kicking off this part of the segment of the pre-parade coverage. They will celebrate their 30th anniversary year in April, next month. They're directed by Michael Pinkshevitz, the founding director. And in 1962, at the request of the Ancient Order of Hibernians, Division Number 1 out of Camillus, and they've met for 20 years. at Green Gate Inn in Camillus. They're an excellent group. Some of their memorable appearances: Liberty Weekend in New York City in 1986, the Pope's visit to Toronto in 1984, and the White House for President Reagan and Irish Prime Minister. And that was on St. Patrick's Day in 1982. And they're here to sing for us once again, the great and glorious St. Patrick. Dooley Choralaires.
Outstanding music from the Tom Dooley Choralaires. They're a traditional characteristic of this parade, and great and glorious St. Patrick has brought some great and glorious weather to this 1991 parade. I think you and Dave Eichhorn teamed up on a good one today.
Unbelievable.
The weather guys get blamed when it's bad. We'll bless you when it's good. Every year, of course, there's a very special person selected, Rick, to be the Grand Marshal for the St. Patrick's Parade. Last year, it was Pete Coleman and Gene Doherty, and before that, Sheriff John Dillon. Well, this year, from Most Holy Rosary Church in Syracuse, the selection for Grand Marshal of the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade, Father John Ahern. He is the parade chaplain, and with more on our Grand Marshal, here's Tim Fox once again. Tim?
And also, lift up your hearts. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God.
Morning Mass has always been a part of Father John Ahern's life. As a boy, he loved it. Today, he leads it as pastor of Most Holy Rosary Parish in Syracuse. Father John grew up in the city's Irish community, one of 5 boys and 2 girls, the son of John and Doris Ahern, an Irish immigrant, and his wife, steeped in a rich heritage.
It's my faith. Yeah, everything I do is to try to bring Christ to others, and that's what it began with St. Patrick.
Father John took an odd path to the priesthood, 6 years at Carrier, 2 years in the Army, and another year at Carrier before entering the seminary. By the time he got the calling, it was almost too late.
I had a normal upbringing, loved the women, and dated a lot and what have we, but it was meant to be, which I didn't know about. So when I got out of the service, I asked if I could become a priest, and they said no, because in those days I was too old. So I went to a school for ex-GIs, a seminary, all Navy, Marines, Army guys. It was great for 2 years, and then the diocese asked me to come in.
He was ordained in 1967, and since then, Father John has taken his ministry around the community and around the world as chaplain for Project Children and the Syracuse Parade Committee, and as national chaplain for the Ancient Order of Hibernians. His experiences give him an interesting perspective on happenings in the Gulf and in Northern Ireland. Interesting that the Parade Committee would turn to a man of peace as their Grand Marshal during a time of war.
Again, the parade, though, remember, is non-political. Thanks be to God. That's why the parade's been so successful. But when I go down that avenue on March 16th, I'm representing all the servicemen and women that normally would be with us on that day.
A wonderful local Grand Marshal he is. Congratulations and a special welcome to the parade. We'll see him shortly marching, Father John Ahern from Most Holy Rosary Church. Time for some more entertainment, Rick Gary.
We've got some that perform at the parade each and every year, and it's such a delight to watch these kids dance through the Murphy School of Irish Dance. Now, the person that directs this group is from Rochester. His name is Eddie Murphy Jr., and he comes and commutes twice a week for the rehearsals. He took over the school in 1986. There's about 45 dancers, and they're kids ranging from ages 5 to 16 from 32 families across the Central New York area. Of course, most of them coming from the west side, the Irish section of Central New York. They perform at retirement dinners and competitions throughout the area. We'd like to present to you right now the Murphy School of Irish Dance, the Murphy Dancers. Watch it. All right, a little technical difficulty with getting their music all set up, but when we come back, we'll have the Murphy Dancers. We'll be right back with the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade, the Emerald Mile, when we return.
It certainly is exciting to watch today's parade in downtown Syracuse, but you know, you don't have to wait for a parade to enjoy a visit to downtown. There's lots going on almost any time. If you haven't yet visited the shops in Armory Square or ridden the new Salt City Trolley, you may have missed part of the excitement of downtown. How about the new galleries on South Salina Street, or the exciting variety of downtown restaurants? More than 200 shops are also located right here. Isn't it time you visited downtown again?
If you're moving, there's plenty of bargain vehicles out there. Yeah. Be careful of anything without a steering wheel. Hey, come on. There's only one way to move. Ryder. And if you get on the phone right now, we'll give you an unbelievable deal on out-of-town moves. Great rates on local moves, too, but you got to call. Hey, Ryder wrote the book on moving. No, really, they did. It's called Mover's Advantage, and it's loaded with all kinds of important stuff on how to make your move easier. It's free, but you got to call to get it.
Hey, Steve, a few more trips, I'm all moved in.
And right to the hospital. And Ryder locations are all over the place. Look out the window, you can probably see one. If you're moving, call Ryder now. Get yourself a really great deal. Call those other guys. Who knows what you might get? You guys got any bubble wrap? That's great deals on selected out-of-town moves, great rates on local moves, a little book, yellow truck, no pack mules. You're all set.
Please, kids, keep your parents behind the barricade. Don't let your child wander off near the porch or the people throwing candy, things like that. You don't want anybody getting hurt. If you keep up the child's not yours, you see a kid running out this way and grabbing a full bag.
have more of the Emerald Mile. Matter of fact, the parade is just minutes away. We'll return in just a couple of minutes.
Patrick O'Bright, and it's time for O'Duncan O'Bright's Irish Bargain Party. It's fun. It's Irish coffee. It's the largest selection of furniture in New York State.
Come join the fun at the biggest furniture sale of 1991. Our newly remodeled and expanded store is bursting with beautiful bargains for your home and at the guaranteed lowest prices for this Irish event. Irish music, Irish refreshments, and Irish gifts with every purchase. That's O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright.
You have to start somewhere. I believe home is the first place.
We're all sharing the planet, so we have to think about each other.
Each individual has the power to change the world, yeah?
So what can you do to be more efficient? We'd love to show you. Call. It's free.
Trailer.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 9th Annual St. Patrick's Parade right here on Central New York 9. I'm Dan Cummings.
And I'm Rick Gary. We're just minutes away from the start of the parade, but we're going to get another number from the Dooley Choralaires. Gentlemen, here we go.
Jerry, we have to untangle with Strickland here.
That helped lead up to the 1991 parade. Traditional things. You may have seen them already. You may have attended these events. First of all, yesterday, the painting of the green stripe. Now, the green stripe is an annual event. As you can see, our own Nancy Duffy and other city officials on a damp downtown City Street yesterday near Clinton Square, starting the painting of the green stripe that runs the entire parade route. Nancy been involved in this parade since the get-go. The organizer, the founder, and the major domo of St. Patrick's Day and St. Patrick's Parades in Syracuse. Now, from the green stripe, we go to an Emerald Gala last night at the hotels at Syracuse Square. Back to the hotels last night, this year, after a one-year stint at the galleries of Syracuse last year. It's the 9th year for the Emerald Gala. The Irish Review, organized by Parade Vice President Sheila Egan-Shattuck. 17 acts in all last night. It took 6 weeks of rehearsals to get there, and what rehearsals they were, well worth it. And then this morning at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception off Columbus Circle, the annual and traditional St. Patrick's Mass. Bishop Joseph O'Keefe presiding this morning. Started at 10:30, and of course St. Patrick now on hand as we join another live picture along the parade route. There's St. Patrick with his crozier. And what a glorious day it is, Rick Gary, to see old St. Patrick.
Super. I can't believe the time has gone by so fast. Last year, if you remember, the parade route, we had rain and we had cold temperatures. And this year, a perfect parade. Not a cloud in the sky. Only thing I've seen so far in the sky, vapor trails, and a few balloons rising from the parade. And it's just beautiful. 55 degrees, by the way, inching its way towards 60 rapidly on the parade route. No wind. Nice and warm, and I told Dan just a few minutes ago, I said if we stayed out long enough, we'd end up with a sunburn. Very nice.
We're in the front end here of Division 1, Rick, the very first division led by the Pioneer Clowns. We've seen St. Patrick, and now we're looking at the Syracuse Police Mounties, followed immediately by the Syracuse Kilties, the first of many pipe bands we'll be listening to this afternoon.
Preceding them, of course, the Syracuse Police Department Mounted Patrol. St. Patrick played, I think everybody knows by now, by Kevin Walsh.
Kevin Walsh, it's a tradition. Let's listen to these bagpipes. Nice round of applause for the Syracuse Kilty Bagpipe Band. They wear regimental dress, of course. And as the bagpipe music trails off, you're looking at the Syracuse Police Department. All of them. There's Deputy Chief Denny Duvall, all of them with the green carnations, Rick.
They're looking sharp.
The uniform contingent, including the canine contingent.
Yeah, with a little touch of green on the collar there. It's very own boutonniere.
Of course, the Syracuse Police Department has gone through a very difficult year marked by last October's murder of an undercover drug officer. They are bouncing back in fine style, as we all remember, and continue to pay tribute to slain police officer Wally Howard. It is a new year now, and a new St. Patrick's Day parade. Large crowd already on hand downtown Syracuse. Thousands, countless thousands, really.
But believe it or not, traffic moving smoothly. People able to move about down here. And as you look at the parade, you'd think we were summertime in Central New York here. Look at this, even T-shirts from the kids.
Kids from Project DARE, of course, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, rather, the very successful Syracuse Police Department Community Service Project. 17-week structured curriculum. All 6th graders in the entire city go through this curriculum.
There's our mayor.
From the Syracuse Fire Department.
And it sure looks for all the world like Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. So happy that the senior senator from New York could be with us today.
I thought he looked familiar.
He sure does, right from the hat on down.
Syracuse Fire Department now following the police department. Chief Donald Moriarty. Boy, trucks are all spiffed up, as they are each and every day. I mean, they work on this equipment day after day to keep it in tune and shined up like this. So they probably didn't have to do much work at all to get ready for this parade, that's for sure.
They do a great job. It was just a couple of Saturdays ago when many of the fire department representatives in this city had to attend at this same time of day to a very damaging fire at the Hilltop apartment complex on the Near East Side. Did a heck of a job stopping it quickly, preventing any serious injury.
One of those thankless jobs that are done each and every day in any city across the nation.
A contingent of retired Syracuse Police Department representatives, the Syracuse Police Retirees Association, joining in the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. All of them would be green. I like that.
Yeah,
I love that. Every one of them in uniform has the green carnation.
Nice touch. The crowd's starting to warm up too. You're starting to hear them sing a lot of Irish tunes, having a good time.
Spring, of course, only a few weeks away. We've mentioned that, a few days away now. We've mentioned that on the daybreak, Rick, throughout the past several weeks, and it really feels like spring in the air this morning.
Finally.
Yeah.
After yesterday, I began to wonder.
That smell, that nice warmish breeze. You hardly need the jacket, but I'd wear one anyway if you haven't come down yet. I'd certainly wear it.
Breeze. Yeah. We're literally at the beginning of the parade, a parade that will wind its way down through Salina Street, the Emerald Mile, for about 3 hours. Or should I say wend its way?
Wend its way.
I love that word, yeah.
The Emerald Mile. And we do want to welcome everybody who may either be watching us, listening to the parade this afternoon on television, or about ready to come down, who are from out of town, who may have accompanied those 8 NCAA basketball teams into town. North Carolina, Villanova, Mississippi, Michigan. Great contingent of teams. Princeton. For those of you who come to follow your team, we're glad to have you with us for the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade in Syracuse.
What a great way to show off Central New York and Syracuse.
Oh, what a weekend for that.
Sunny day, warm temperatures, a great parade.
Hi, boys and girls.
Lots of friendly people.
Matches the clown, if I'm not mistaken, and it's awful hard to mistake Matches. Oh, yeah. With the nose.
He's riding on an antique fire apparatus with the Explorer Scouts Post number 280.
And now the committee, the members of the St. Patrick's Day Committee, headed by our own Nancy Duffy, who has done an outstanding job. There's one lady I don't mind boasting about a little bit, Rick, and I know you don't either.
I don't blame you.
A founder, a woman of boundless energy who has spearheaded this annual celebration of late winter, early spring in Syracuse for most of a decade now.
I don't think she knew what she was getting into 9 years ago.
I think she's glad she did.
Right? Yeah.
The entire committee. Nancy at the center. Grand Marshal, Father John Ahern. They work all year long on this extravaganza.
Yeah, believe us when we say that, too. Nancy will probably take, what, she takes about a week off now.
Yeah.
And then it starts all over again when she returns from vacation. You don't realize the amount of calls and the people that want to get in this parade, starting right after the parade, and you literally have to do that. Let's listen to the Syracuse Scottish Pipe Band.
Syracuse Scottish Pipe Band led by J. Avery Head, Pipe Major. The second of our pipe bands today. Right behind them, another public safety unit led by John Dillon, the Onondaga County Sheriff's Department in uniform. Also with the green carnations in front of uniform jackets.
I'd like to have the green carnation concession today, I think. Great. It looks nice.
The gray pants, the sharp black jackets.
Oh, we have the crime dog here.
And the canine end since 1794. The County Sheriff's Department of Onondaga has been serving the people and serving them well of Syracuse and Onondaga County. There's McGruff. The crime dog. Doing a wonderful job. I'm not sure if we're going to see any of their cruisers in the parade today, but the Sheriff's Department is in the process of going over to all mostly black vehicles with different types of trim. They're getting away from the mostly white cars after all these years. And now citizen crime fighters coming up behind the uniformed crime fighters. Onondaga County Neighborhood Watch and Director Grace Constantini.
And the new sheriff's boat.
Of course, the Sheriff's Department also in charge of the waterways and lakes in and around central New York. And when they go out and investigate or do what they have to do, they, of course, use this year a brand new boat.
Yes.
Won't be long.
Before you know it, the boat will be out on the water doing its work. And now our first marching band as Division I proceeds, the Henniger High School Band. Let's listen to Henniger High.
Members of the Henniger High School Marching Band.
Director Fred Straub, and it's awful hard to mistake the Notre Dame fight song.
Knights of Columbus Color Corps right now behind the band.
Here coming into view, the Grand Marshal James with Father John Ahern, this year's Grand Marshal.
Father John Ahern. Welcome, Nancy Duffy. Nancy has now joined us as we saw her march through earlier as a member of the lead unit of the parade committee. Welcome and congratulations, Nancy, on another wonderful St. Patrick's Parade.
Probably the best yet. I think I've never seen so many people out there. What would you say? Now, we've got a set, I would say maybe 185,000.
At least by this point, and still growing.
And it's a beautiful day, and people are out there to stay for a long time. Look at that float. It's the Bosie's Grand Marshal float. On it, you see the queens, the parade queen right there with her escort. There are some VIPs marching along.
Nick Pirro. That should be Nickel Pirro today.
That's right. We've got a fleeting glimpse of the former Hotel Onondaga doorman. Father Ahern is the pastor. And a lot of people turned out today, a lot of church groups, a lot of kids from Holy Rosary, and I don't know whether they would have if the weather wasn't so good.
And as we mentioned near the top of the program, Nancy, with the Syracuse University basketball Orangemen unfortunately losing in that shocker to Richmond 2 nights ago, a lot of would-be or true basketball fans, I think, are downtown today. They might have been crowded in front of a dark television set watching basketball today, but they're here to join us in celebration of St. Patrick's Parade Day.
And later on, we'll see the Villanova Pep Band. We just nailed that down a few hours ago.
Great. Well, they helped their team to victory last night. I watched that game in person at the Dome. Villanova over Princeton. 50-48, I think. 2-point game. Villanova Wildcats advancing to another round of NCAA play. We'll be looking forward to their pep band.
You just see hundreds.
Are they still Most Holy Rosary? What are these
Holy
people?
Rosary,
Yeah,
and some of them are Holy Cross and other parishes where Father John has been associated with.
St. James Parish.
This is St. James from the South Side. He was formerly the pastor at St. James for many years, as well as St. Margaret.
Boy, they must put in an awful lot of time on these floats because they certainly look like countless hours have been put in. And really, they've got to design floats like this to sustain themselves in any type of weather. They're fortunate the weather today is wonderful, but it might not have been.
Yeah, when you look at parades past, you see a lot of... Was that...
A passing cleric.
Okay.
But not the Grand Marshal.
All right, yeah.
Nancy can sometimes identify passing clerics for us better than most. Boy, that is a beautiful float.
I believe that was Father Quinn, and no, the boat float has already zipped by somehow because we're already with the Cicero North Syracuse North Stars.
Let's give a listen to this marvelous band.
Championship band.
The Cicero North Syracuse North Stars marching band. They've made this community very proud over the years, winning more than their share probably of top honors nationwide.
During the winter months each year, they have a color guard dance ensemble. They compete in Saturday competitions on a weekly basis. So they stay in tune all through the year, on all seasons. I guess you have to be when you're a championship band, you know?
Practice, practice, practice.
One of 3 championship bands that we will hear from today, Liverpool and West Genesee, still to come.
St. Patrick's Church, I believe, of Syracuse.
That's right.
They've got the
beginning of theirs.
They've got that famous weird traffic light on the front of there.
That is not weird. That's the only normal one there is.
Red on the bottom, green on top.
Well, if somebody out in Oklahoma, they'd say, what is that?
From Tip Hill only in Syracuse, New York.
Still the only one in the nation, right?
In the world.
In the world.
And legally.
And we're so fortunate to have that word peace ring very true with meaning on this St. Patrick's Day. The Persian Gulf War was gratefully brief, and we're here to celebrate peace as well as St. Patrick's Day in 1991, March 16th. Parade always on a Saturday. It's only fallen, Nancy, I think, what, twice on at the actual St. Patrick's Day itself, 17th.
That's right. That was Leo Hayes, Judge Leo Hayes, that just walked by with the St. Pat's contingent.
How Duncan O'Brien? How Duncan O'Brien?
Yes, it's hard to believe that it's been 9 years. There's Pat Wright. He was a Grand Marshal in 1984, I'll say.
The jaunting cart?
Yeah, what is that? What do they actually do with the jaunting cart? Is it just kind of out for the day? Just to
They jaunt.
Of course they do.
Very good, yes. I should have known that. No, what, just out for the day, a little ride through the countryside?
That's right, a ride through the
Maybe a look for a bar of Irish Spring soap or something. You know? Okay.
The Murphy dancers are surrounding Pat on that jaunting cart.
Great dancers. I told Dan, I said, boy, I'd like to be able to do that, but I'd probably get my leg up and never get it back down again.
It's a very rigorous training, and these kids go all over to compete. They come back with the national titles.
The dance, of course, an Irish dance, an Irish jig, would you call that, Nancy?
Well, it's, I guess, loosely, you would say. Very loosely. They are the PNC horses, the Percherons. Is that how you pronounce them now?
Percheron. PNC, where the good times start.
6-horse hitch, authentically restored wagon. That's a 100-year-old wagon, if you can believe it. It sure has been restored nicely. 150 appearances and over 15,000 miles since its first public appearance in the 1988 St. Patrick's Parade, driven by Doug Corey and Joe McCullough. Now the Gingerbread House from the Gingerbread House Preschool and Daycare Center. Sister Jane Bourne, director. The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by the Downtown Committee. Downtown has it all. Also by Falso Heating. We're not comfortable until you are. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Darlene from Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
Darlene would like you to come down and celebrate our annual St. Patrick's Day sale. At Adirondack, we have a wide variety of S-Bend furniture. We also have self-storing, gear-driven innkeeper's tables.
What a mess. Don't worry, because my mom just bought a stain-resistant S-Bend table at Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
Stop and see us at Adirondack Colonial Furniture and select from rockers, hutches, and many more pieces at Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
You know the good times start at PNC now, but it's the place for you and me now, with the people who care and the things you need. You know the good times start at PNC. You know the good times start at PNC. You know the good times start at PNC.
What sounds good to you? The answer is different for everyone. At KeyBank, we offer a selection of products and services as varied as the people we serve, so you can find whatever you need without changing your tune. KeyBank, America's neighborhood bank.
We interrupt to bring you an important message. Our everyday low prices are 33 to 70% lower than national change, but for 3 days only, take an additional 10% off marked items. Living rooms from $198 to $498. Bedrooms from $188 to $428. Mattresses from $24 to $99 each piece, sold in sets, brand new, free layaway for the next 3 days only. At Nationwide Warehouse, 6514 Basile Row, across from Amtrak Station. Phone 437-0600, 437-0600. Nationwide Warehouse, Nationwide Warehouse.
Welcome back to the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade in downtown Syracuse. It's called the Emerald Mile. I'm Rick Carey, along with Dan Cummings and Nancy Duffy. We hope you're enjoying this parade as much as we are, and I think we're enjoying it even more so this year because of the fine weather.
Perfect weather. Perfectly fine. And you know, if you're still home watching, we're awful happy that you are. But if you're anywhere near downtown Syracuse, there's still at least 2 hours of this parade left. Please feel free to come on down and watch it with your own eyeballs, because as beautiful as it must look on television, it is just glorious in person. It may be the best weather, Nancy, in the 9 years of the parade. I can't vouch for that. You can probably do a quick historical recall.
I would say absolutely. There's never been a day like this. We've always said it was nice, but this is better even than our Blarney.
Is that what it's been all these years?
And it's like this all over for parades today. New York.
Yeah, the whole East Coast. Is very...
Except for Georgia. Savannah is rained out.
Oh,
but
what a shame. Well, you know, our hearts can go out to them, even though this parade has never been rained out. It's been rained on a few times.
Well, just a few drops.
Nothing like that today.
That's right. Everybody is sunny and bright, and and also I think the end of the war has a lot to do with it. People coming out to celebrate the arrival of spring and peace returning.
And of course, we'll see some military music and hear it later on.
Not so far away. Now, these are the horse group, and Rick, you're in charge of all the horse groups.
Oh, thanks. I'm trying to find that horse group.
The horse groups. Well, the Butler Academy of Irish Dancing is stepping up now, and stepping up very lightly.
Did you ever try that, Dan? Did you ever try it?
No, I never would try it, because I would never try it unless I really knew what I was doing.
Mary Margaret Steuben. Apologize, Mary Margaret, if I have the last name.
I think it is.
Oh, yes, Mary Margaret Sheehan. Yeah.
Sheehan. Thanks for bailing me out on that one, guys. We want to get the director of such a fine unit absolutely right. 4 years on up, the Butler Irish Dancers. You may have to revise that crowd estimate, Nancy, too, of 185,000 upwards.
Dr. Tom Dooley, Division number 1.
That's true. You know, even on the side streets, it's totally packed. There's nothing moving out there. But it's okay because you can walk.
Absolutely. You can walk anywhere.
Walking freely.
Did you happen to see Senator Moynihan walk by earlier?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we were.
Was he planning on coming all along?
Well, he apparently was, but didn't tell us until earlier. And he was going to present the parade committee with a flag, and we missed him along the way. There, of course, is Ed Spiller of the AOH, and Mike Price, the other Mike Price, John Young, the mayor's brother. It's the Theater 90. Annie.
Oh, the cast of Annie. Let's go right now to Tim Fox, who joins us along the parade route. Tim?
I am with Daddy Warbucks and Annie and Sandy.
That's right.
Dennis Brogan, Daddy Warbucks, and the Theater 90 Annie production coming up when?
It's next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 21st through the 24th at the Civic Center downtown. And invite everybody to come down and see this beautiful young girl here, Annie Warbucks. Well, she will be Annie Warbucks.
Kelly Hosel plays Orphan Annie. How do you feel walking down this parade route like this?
I just feel really happy. I'm so glad to be here today. It's such a nice day. It turned out to be really nice today.
Have a good show. The cast of Annie, and we will see you in just a couple of minutes. Let's take a break. This is the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade in Syracuse.
Remnants Broadloom, now in progress. One of the most incredible carpet remnant and broadloom clearance sales you'll ever see. Remnants 12 by 9 to 12 by 20 reduced to as low as $59. Choose from thousands of rolls of better quality broadloom, including DuPont certified Stainmaster, reduced to as low as $10.99 a yard. That's a savings to 70%. Plus, we'll install it at no extra charge and give you 6 months to pay interest-free through Monday only at Max Pies.
Welcome back to the 1991 parade. It is the 9th year, 300 floats this year, a total of 60 bands.
Here we have the Irish
500 volunteers have helped out, and the crowd estimate, which we've already revised upwards, at least 125,000. Nancy, maybe 200,000 for it.
I think maybe 210,000.
Who knows? Maybe 250,000. One thing I do know, your crowd estimates have always been impeccable, right on the money. Welcome back, everybody, to the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. I'm Dan Cummings, along with Nancy Duffy and Rick Gary.
How does this parade compare to, say, 5 years ago? How many more floats? How many more bands?
You know, it's hard because for me, every year is the year. And every year, it was always wonderful. But when I look back at some of the old tapes and say, my heavens, we've really come a long way. 5 years ago, maybe 15 bands at that point.
And at the very beginning, you only had what? 1 band, 2 bands?
We had 2.5.
Parade lasting 15 minutes?
Well, it went about a good hour. A good hour, but...
You had to stretch. You had to do a lot of stretching.
We had a lot of people just walking along. A couple of marshals. Of course, we have a fantastic marshal contingent that helps keep this parade going. I don't think there is a marshal contingent any place in the United States to compete with some of these guys. This is the Patrick Division. See the yellow ribbons on the flag, the Pioneer Clowns, and the Adirondack Pipe Band.
What are the requests like during the year to be in this parade? In the beginning, you had to actually go out and manufacture to get the people to come in, but now...
And now we really do have a waiting list, and we reject many.
The Adirondack Pipes and Drums with Pipe Major Dr. Harold Kirkpatrick.
Many of them are veterans, leading the military Patrick Division or Patriotic Division.
Let's take a listen. You can see how deep the parade crowd grows here along the 400 and 500 blocks. You're really looking directly there at the 400 block at South Salina Street in downtown Syracuse.
There's a Freihoffer horse.
All right, horseman Rick Gary.
It's yours.
Okay, you want to know what kind of horse that is?
Sure.
Plastic. So new breeds.
They say this wagon was used all the way up until 1960 in the Albany, Schenectady, Troy area to do actual deliveries of bread and baked goods. Built in 1930. And
You can hear the applause for the returning veterans of the Persian Gulf War.
How many in this have actually returned that are in this?
Well, right here you hear, I believe this is the Marine Corps band coming up.
Other years, you know, the parade of military equipment, jeeps, trucks, anti-tank weapons would be carrying a different meaning. This year, of course, it is associated with immense pride in the success of Operation Desert Storm and the return safely home of nearly all of our American servicemen and women.
All right, now we did a story earlier this week on Rick Around Town about the postage stamp, and you could get this commemorative stamp canceled here at the parade. We're going to go to Tim Fox now for some more information on that. Tim?
Okay, Rick, it is a special weekend for the Syracuse Postal Association, or Postal Service. Jeff Costello from the Postal Service and Michael O'Meara from the Syracuse Stamp Club with me now. What is going on this weekend?
What we have is a special cancellation, downtown only. The first time green ink has been used, and Mike has a sample of what we got here. We have the special cancellation, today's date for the parade, and a design that Mike chose and was designed by a man named Ron Toreno for Syracuse Stamp Club, for representing the green above red Tipperary Hill light.
First time they've ever used green ink here in Syracuse.
The first time we ever used it, we had to go about 4 months in advance to get approval from Washington, D.C. to be able to have the special cancellation.
And how often is something like this done?
Well, every so often for special events. And Mike got together with me because we're both Tipperary Hill residents and wanted to find out about it, me being at the Postal Service. And one thing led to another, and here we are.
Only one place to get them?
One place to get them, here on West Franklin Street today in South Salina. We have a special unit there.
Jeff Costello and Michael O'Meara, thank you very much.
Tim, I'd like to present you on behalf of the Child Care Little Eagles unit at the post office, Syracuse Stamp Club, and Tipperary Hill, this green above red Tipperary Hill traffic light.
Terrific. Thanks a lot.
Tim, I appreciate
Thanks.
it. Bye-bye.
Rick and Dan?
Nice T-shirt. By the way, that stamp is only going to be done today. It's not one of those things that, next week you're going to be able to have done. That is it. That actual stamp now has to be destroyed, according to the post office regulations. So that will no longer be. If you get one, boy, you're fortunate. And it's not one of those things either that becomes worth a lot of money. It's just it commemorates a very nice event. This year's parade.
Very special.
I'm sure next year they'll have another stamp for the 1992 parade. Are you thinking about that one, Nancy?
Is that a Ninja Turtle marching along?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's green.
The Eastwood American Legion. Post 1276 and color guard and some animals.
That's right. That is Eastwood. Eastwood has animals.
Yes, I've heard.
Yeah, we won't get into that.
That, of course, is the Valley Legion, the Indians from the Valley.
Put it up where you can get a hand on it.
Very proud time for the members of the American Legion as well. They've helped out. Many posts have so much with the financial needs and the emotional needs of the spouses and families of the servicemen and women who had to spend several months, many, of course, most of them still over there in the Persian Gulf. We await their return any week now, all of them.
There's a shot of the crowd.
What a what a big crowd today. I mean, certain words are descriptive only to a point. Big doesn't do it justice, but it is a glorious day for a parade.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
As we go along, of course, Nancy will update the amount of people in the parade. We've gone from 125 to 210, and in probably just another 5 or 10 minutes, we'll have that up to around 250, I'm sure.
Just enough breeze today to keep the balloons and the beautiful flags snapping in the breeze.
Here's the Marine Corps Color Guard from the Marine Corps Reserve.
And of course, the Marine Reserve unit that has gained the most attention in central New York during Operation Desert Storm and the Persian Gulf War is Bravo Company, based in Mattydale.
Oh, this is the Marine Corps. I misspoke before. That was the Army band we had before. Because this for sure is the Marine Corps.
Definitely Marines.
It was the 10th Mountain Division Army
Let's
band.
give a listen.
Was for all Marine families everywhere, to veterans, their families, and the members of Bravo Company.
Look at that float. Isn't that great? That's from Herkimer, the Marine Corps League of Herkimer.
That was a good shot of the pavement.
Hey, the green stripe coming right into focus there. Well, it's a very, very perfect green stripe this year, Nancy. I think even sharper than years past. I mean, it's just flawless.
Did a nice job. Is that, now that is a water-based paint?
It's a secret recipe paint.
Ah, okay, I wondered. You were doing that in the rain. I'm thinking, gee, Marv, I'd like to be able to paint in the rain like that, nothing come off.
The Marine Corps League of Fulton, and you know, the Marine Corps League of Fulton, very important because Charles Rose, their director, suffered a severe heart attack on Monday, but he'll be watching the parade, and we salute him in the Fulton Hospital, watching the parade. And now this is the Navy Reserve walking by. That's a new unit that just came in this morning.
And right behind them, representatives from the 174th Tactical Fighter Wing of the New York Air National Guard. We, of course, all know them better as the boys from Syracuse. And what a critical role they played in Operation Desert Storm from the very beginning of the air war, and everyone is going to come home safe and sound. That's the best news of all.
That's the latest weapon, you know. The Air Force recruiter. And now the Coast Guard. Our own Mike Price will be returning soon.
Well, they say perhaps even by early April that the entire port security unit out of Group Buffalo, including all the members from Oswego area, and that includes Mike, will be coming home. We can only hope that that estimate is accurate. It'll be great to see him again. The other Mike Price.
That's right.
Coast Guard probably didn't get the mention as much as, let's say, the Air Force and the Army and the Marine Corps did. Their role was very vital over there in port security through the whole operation. And, of course, Mike's job was reporting that to the Coast Guard and all the units throughout.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by Adirondack Colonial Furniture, the largest S-Bent dealer in Central New York. We'll be right back.
The seasons are beautiful, but at Falso Heating and Air Conditioning, we think they're best left outdoors. When you come home, you deserve to be comfortable, and you can be because Falso installs the latest high-efficiency central air conditioning from Carrier. And Falso provides fast, excellent service, too. You'll keep cool because we keep our word. Call Falso today. Keeping our word, keeping you comfortable since 1882.
In one day, you use a lot of energy.
I generally don't think about electricity. I just go in the room, turn on the light, and it's there.
Don't use what you don't need.
If living better sounds like a good idea, we have some free information for you.
Welcome to the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade. Emerald Mile, it's called this year, and a beautiful sunny day in downtown Syracuse. My official parade temperature is, well, let me see. Last time I checked, it was 55. We're up over 60 right now. I'm Rick Airy, along with Dan Cummings and Nancy Duffy, and we're just having a great time down here, along with the over 200,000 people estimated to be here by Nancy Duffy. Some of it may have a little blarney to it, but there is a lot of fact, too, I think.
This is without doubt, though, one of the largest single-day events in all of the Northeast to attract this kind of a crowd in any kind of weather. And this year, with the perfect weather, undoubtedly a record-setting day for attendance at the parade.
And we can hear the Liverpool Legionnaires. There's the Legion
Followed closely by the Liverpool Fire Department. The Volunteers of Liverpool.
We gotta hear the siren.
What a fine job they do. Here's some of their shiny equipment sounding off for the crowd.
And our own Mary Gelling Merritt should not be too far behind. She's part of this group. Producer.
Active member.
Active member of the early crew at Channel 9.
The Daybreak. I hope if Mary's marching today, that's good news. She's been a little under the weather, and we wish her a speedy recovery. She's had to spend several days away from work. Flu bug has been chasing everybody around this town, as most of us know.
Here we have the Society of 40 and 8. 40 men and 8 horses.
This is a society of 40 men and 8 horses, so that means, Rick, you know a lot about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, there are 8 horses.
40 men.
And 40 men.
The Honor Society of the American Legion comes from all Legion posts, has a Nurses Scholarship Program, Americanism Program, Legion Membership Program, and a program for child welfare.
The United States Postal Service Family Float.
And of course, you know, Barbara Patterson is the postmaster of the Syracuse Management Sectional Center.
Going up again?
And the first time the Syracuse Post Office is in the parade.
United States Postal Service Family Float.
There's a connection there.
Between that and the cancellation?
No,
special cancellation?
the special cancellation and a woman being in charge. See?
And I don't care what anybody says. I think 29 cents is still a bargain for a first-class stamp. That's one man's opinion.
Actually, I think it should have gone to 30 cents.
Still, well, it would have been easier to
but
figure out.
Yeah.
Save your pennies. Penny saved is a penny earned. Of course, I don't mail many letters, but just bills.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that the postal workers are marching. Of course, that's what they do best.
In any kind of weather.
In any kind of weather, through rain and snow and...
Although, what an historic thing it was a week and a half ago when that ice storm hit western and northern New York. Mail service was, in fact, suspended for several days because they just couldn't get out to those houses. We hope everybody who may be watching us in the Wayne County, Ontario County, Jefferson County regions has their not only their power back, but their sanity back after a real struggle in that ice storm and its aftermath.
Well, they don't have a parade, you know, in Rochester this year because of that.
Oh, true? Really?
Yes, they canceled their parade, which would have been this this Saturday.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by PNC, the unbeatable price champion.
It certainly is exciting to watch today's parade in downtown Syracuse, but you know, you don't have to wait for a parade to enjoy a visit to downtown. There's lots going on almost any time. If you haven't yet visited the shops in Armory Square or ridden the new Salt City Trolley, you may have missed part of the excitement of downtown. How about the new galleries on South Salina Street, or the exciting variety of downtown restaurants? More than 200 shops are also located right here. Isn't it time you visited downtown again?
Back to step now, everybody. Okay, I got the monks for the Big Sur Waterbeds commercial.
Monks? What monks?
You know, no payments for 6 monks.
That's 6 months, you idiot. No payments for 6 months.
Okay, that's a wrap, fellas. Call me sometime. We'll do sushi.
It's simple. Buy now at Big Sur and don't make a payment or pay any interest till September. Enjoy the comfort of a Big Sur waterbed with no payments for 6 months. Months. Offer ends March 17th. Big Sur Waterbeds, America's largest.
You know the good times start at PNC now. Well, it's the place for you and me now. With the people who care and the things you need. You know the good times start at PNC.
Good to you? The answer is different for everyone. At KeyBank, we offer a selection of products and services as varied as the people we serve, so you can find whatever you need without changing your tune. KeyBank, America's neighborhood bank.
And we are back with the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade here on Central New York 9. And I'm standing with the mayor of Gulf Line Road, Liverpool, Mr. Murphy. How are you?
Very good, very good. It's a beautiful day for a parade, isn't it?
You folks here have been right near our broadcast location, I think, as long as we've ever been on the air.
Right. We love it. We love the parade. This year it's great. I love to see these bands, the Army bands, the Navy bands. It's just something great. It's just beautiful.
How many people do you pull from your Liverpool neighborhood?
About 75 from our neighborhood.
And this year you're on the other side of the street because of a reviewing stand. How do you like the view over here?
Beautiful. The sun's over on this side. A lot warmer.
Enjoy the parade.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it back to Dan, Rick, and Nancy.
Okay, thank you, Tim. This is Dan Cummings, along with Rick Gary and Nancy Duffy, welcoming you to the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. And that Gulf Line Road crew has been here, I think, since year one. They've got their own scarves this year, though, as you can see. They're really taking this parade seriously. If that's
75 people.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood, virtually.
Nice neighborhood.
That was a quick shot of the Carry Me Baby, Baby America, Operation Home Touch with Marilyn Depew, and now we see the We division is coming in. This is the division that never grows old.
Is that what that is? I want to get in this division. The secret.
Well, join the Liverpool High School marching band, Rick, and you could get in there. The next marching band to join us today. First runners-up at the 1990 Citrus Bowl Field Band Competition down in Orlando. 4-time finalists at Marching Bands of America Championships. They've got a list of awards that's a mile long. Liverpool High Marching Band. What a group. Award-winning music. Looking very sharp today and casting a very sharp shadow.
And in competition, there are official parade judges here, band judges, who will be judging them for best of show, best marching, best music, best color guard. This is the city float, kids place.
Walking tour of downtown Syracuse for children and their families. It's offering them the opportunity to learn more about the cultural and historical assets of Syracuse. Some of the sites would include City Hall, the Metropolitan School for the Arts, the YMCA, and Onondaga Historical Association Museum.
Elvis is here.
Elvis!
I had heard that rumor that he was coming.
Sinead O'Connor is on the 93Q float, which I'll hop on. I want to interview her. Well, they'll be out in all the tabloids tomorrow and Monday that Elvis was sighted at the Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade.
And they'll say, if you see an eagle, you can see Elvis, because here comes the eagle.
Junior Drum and Bugle Corps from Oneida. State champions. That's their music. Awful glad to have them with us this year.
Right behind was Syracuse of York. He used to march. Now he has a whole float to himself. Now look at these. You know what those are?
What are they?
Those are little pizzas followed by pancakes. Those are the pancakes.
Kind of the flatter side of this parade, would you say? The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you by Falso Heating. We're not comfortable until you are. And by Adirondack Colonial Furniture, the largest S-Bent dealer in Central New York. We'll be back.
You know, this is the food division of the Wee division. There's a lot of food here. Little Caesars Pizza, the International House of Pancakes. We have Popeye's Chicken. And does that make you hungry?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, even though we had a little sandwich before we started the parade.
Here comes the Oppenheim Ephrata band, and I must say that this band was judged Best Spirited Band of the 1990 St. Patrick's Parade. They won the title last year, and here they are returning. Wow, Popeyes has grown, too.
They weren't chicken to come out today, that's for sure.
Well, people may remember Popeye's girlfriend was here a couple years ago, Olive Oil.
That's right.
Big balloon. This year, we're still awaiting the arrival of Nancy Ritz. That's a good trivia question. What's Nancy's last name? I think I just said it, but it took me 3 hours this morning to figure it out.
Nancy Ritz?
Nancy Ritz.
And what was Sluggo's last name?
Oh, there's...
Now, that's a good one.
That's worth 100 double Jeopardy points if you get that. I don't know Sluggo. Of course, we won't be graced with Sluggo's presence today, right? Nancy's here in Stag.
That's right.
You didn't have anything to do with having Nancy. Balloon this year.
I was looking for a red and white spotted raspin and little socks. Diane Ilsley Motts, Oppenheim Ephrata Band. And you know where that is, Rick, right?
St. Johnsville, New York. Where is St. Johnsville?
You said that to me last year. You said that was down near Albany someplace.
Well, if I said it last year, then it must be true. I think you're probably right.
OE Marching Band, Oppenheimer Prada, dedicating its performance to their favorite Irishman, Walker Durney, one of the godfathers of one of their teachers.
There's the Bristol Myers Squibb Company float.
1,000 employees of Bristol Myers Squibb in Greater Syracuse, high-tech manufacturing and research.
I think they're all squibbed into the top portion of that float.
See if we can pick out Charlie Borgognoni. Is he a member of the float?
That's not Charlie.
No,
I don't think so.
Don't think so.
They've been here 50.
Neither is that. The Clown Around Clowns. Central New York's favorite entertainers, winners of both state and national competitions. And they've been involved with our St. Patrick's Parade ever since its inception. Also, the home clown base of Chuckers the Clown. Groucho, first Elvis, now Groucho.
Boy, I don't know how you do it, Nancy, to get all these famous people here.
Trying to stay one step ahead of Groucho as clowns.
You know, the little kids love the clowns, and if you look all along those barricades, they're all under the age of 4. All of them squatted down there.
Good crowd control today, as always. Syracuse Police and other parade marshals just doing an outstanding job.
Air National Guard help us too. Here's the Villanova Band, I think.
I hope they strike up the band. Thank you.
Let's go to Tim Fox now, who is standing by with our parade queen. Tim?
And what a lovely parade queen she is, Carrie Conroy, a Lemoyne College senior, political science major. How was your trip down the Emerald Mile?
It was short but sweet. It ended a little soon back there, but it was great.
You got out at the earlier reviewing stand back there.
Right, way back there with Father Ahern. But the people that we did see, we had a great time, waved everyone. It's a great day outside.
You've grown up in a very Irish family and a very Irish community. What does it mean to take part in this event?
Today's always been a very special day for my family, and, you know, my grandfather loved this day, you know, more than any day in the year, and I'm just happy, you know, I'm sure he's watching me somewhere right now, and tomorrow's his birthday, or would have been his birthday, and it's just great to be able to celebrate it this way, and my family's all very proud and happy, too.
And, of course, your grandfather was former Onondaga Sheriff Patrick Packy Corbett, who was the Grand Marshal not once but twice in '86 and '87 with the Stone Throwers, and then on his own. That must have been a big event for him.
Yeah, it was. You know, he loves Syracuse. You know, he was a sheriff for so many years, and when they asked him to do it, you know, he was just elated. You know, he loved St. Patrick's Day, and this day just means so much to him, and he was happy, you know, to be the Grand Marshal twice. Not once, but twice was just great.
Well, congratulations to you on being picked the parade queen, and congratulations on a great day here.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it back inside.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you to Carrie Frances Conroy, a very beautiful Rose of Tralee, right, Nancy? Parade queen.
That's right, Rose of Tralee, and she'll go on to New York for the Tri-State Rose of Tralee competition, and the winner there goes to Ireland. One year we had a winner that went to Ireland to compete in the International Festival of Kerry in Kerry Island. The real Rose of Tralee was picked there.
Wonderful to keep the family tradition going with the parade and the lineage of Packy Corbett.
He was he one of the Stone Throwers?
He was one of the Stone Throwers.
That's what I thought.
As was his brother Midnight Corbett. These are the Campfire Kids.
Campfire Boys and Girls celebrating its 81st birthday tomorrow on the real St. Patrick's Day. Campfire, of course, co-ed, national organization, serves kids all the way up to 12th grade, K through 12.
Notice a lot of these kids have taken off their jackets.
Yeah, I mentioned to the people who hadn't come down yet at the beginning of our broadcast that you could really do without your jacket today if you're the stout, hearty type, and most Irishmen are stout and hearty, or they'll have an occasional stout and be hearty afterwards. Onondaga Nation School Band.
One of two all Native American bands in the parade.
The director is Casey Bardoon. I happen to know Casey personally. Does a fantastic job with these kids. He really does.
Okay. There's some more fruit dancing down the street. Did you notice this?
I've noticed that.
That was the American Cancer Society fruit. And vegetables, too.
Marble Farms Dairy. It's Molly, the Marble Farms cow, riding in the ice cream car. They've been making creamy ice cream here in Syracuse since 1922 at their Grand Avenue store, which is right behind Western Lights Plaza.
We're going to listen now to the Iroquois Indian Band, directed by Tracy Rickard.
Tracy Rickard formerly was at the Onondaga Reservation School, and now is near Tuscarora.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by Falso Heating. We're not comfortable until you are. And by Adirondack Colonial Furniture, the largest S-Bent dealer in Central New York. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Darlene from Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
Darlene would like you to come down and celebrate our annual St. Patrick's Day sale. At Adirondack, we have a wide variety of S-Bent furniture. We also have self-storing, gear-driven innkeeper's tables.
What a mess. Don't worry, because my mom just bought a stain-resistant S-Bent table at Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
Stop and see us at Adirondack Colonial Furniture and select from rockers, hutches, and many more pieces at Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
I always knew Payless had kids' dress shoes and good prices. But I always thought they had, like, no selection. I don't know where I got that. They had all the styles that kids are wearing now. I mean, really styling shoes. The kids had a ball. And I knew Payless was a hit when they actually wanted to wear them home. Now at Payless, the latest spring shoes for kids are on sale for just $9.99 or 2 for $17.99 for their Sunday best. Who'd have guessed? Payless.
Welcome back once again to the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade, the Emerald Mile in downtown Syracuse. Beautiful, sunny downtown Syracuse. I'm Rick Gary, along with Dan Cummings and Nancy Duffy. And we hope you are enjoying it as much as we are, because it is certainly a grand parade, a glorious parade. And out of the 9 years that this has been on, Central New York 9, the best weather we've ever had.
It's going to continue right on, so if you're at home and thinking about something fun to do, just come on down.
Yes, because as nice as it looks on television, it's always nicer in person because you get to take it all in. What beautiful pictures and what a beautiful day in downtown Syracuse. The sunshine just makes everything glorious.
Stay up till 11:30 tonight and see it all over again.
Yes, we haven't really mentioned yet that for those of you who are just joining us or who would like to watch all of the parade in its entirety, we will be airing a rebroadcast 11:30 tonight.
This is the Scenic Valley 4-H Club. It's their 6th year participating in the parade. And their motto, 4-H motto, is to make the best better. There's an Appaloosa doing his stuff down Salina Street.
This is your part right here. All the horses.
I always get the horses, don't I?
Blazing Trails.
Blazing Trails, yeah. Not Blazing Saddles, but Blazing Trails.
Out of Marcellus. Appaloosas, quarter horses, and Arabians.
Hey, get her shamrocks.
The stable group directed by Richard Whaley.
Here we have the Marshall family Clydesdale.
Here comes probably one of my most favorite horses. Behind the quarter horse would be the Clydesdales when it comes to working horse, draft horse. Just beautiful. All of the tack that they're adorned with, we're looking at literally thousands of dollars and an hour or more worth of time to actually set that whole thing up. Probably more in time than that to actually put all of the tack on these horses to get them ready for a parade or for pulling.
Let's now go to Tim Fox, who's standing by with our parade Grand Marshal, Father Ahern. Tim?
And Father Ahern is busy grand marshaling, I think, waving at all of the units.
Yeah, they're great. What a wonderful participation on all the units, the families, the children. I mean, it's just great. What a beautiful day for it.
Oh, isn't it terrific? Yeah. How was it walking down Salina Street, a native Syracusan like you?
It was wonderful. It was great. I was on the Grand Marshal float. That was a first. And then we came down and wished everyone happy St. Patty's Day. Then we got off and went up on the reviewing stand. So I've been reviewing it ever since. And just to see the Marine Corps, all the servicemen and women, and just to see family participation is wonderful.
And your own parish from Most Holy Rosary right near you?
Was right here. They were right there in great numbers, and they carried the 32 counties of Ireland. Little signs designating the whole of Ireland, both the north and the south. It was wonderful.
Father John Ahern, thank you very much, and congratulations on the honor. It's a terrific event.
And thank Channel 9 for all of their wonderful help to get this across. Thank you.
Thanks, Father.
God bless. Thank you.
Dan, Nancy, and Rick, take it.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Father Ahern. We'll return the thanks to you for being the Grand Marshal of this year's parade.
This is Canastota High School Band. First time in the parade.
Let's listen to the Red Raiders.
And here comes the circus model builder, Circus Wagon. Circus wagon built from scratch by local members of the Circus Model Builders Association, known as the Hoxie Tucker Ring. Our own Dick Bennett, Channel 9 is part of that. There's the zoo bus, the old and the new.
Centro's zoo bus.
Have you ever been to the zoo? Oh, you should.
Decorated on the inside as well, too, with paw prints on the center aisle and leopard-spotted vinyl seats.
Here comes Division 2, and right behind it, the West Genesee Wildcat Band.
Pioneer Clowns, of course, leading every division, right, Nancy? I think, almost without exception. Every single division.
And has since the very beginning.
Here's the West Genesee Band.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by P&C, the unbeatable price champion, and by Duncan O'Bright, where the Irish Bargain Party furniture sale ends tomorrow at 6.
I'm Patrick O'Bright, and it's time for Duncan O'Bright's Irish Bargain Party. It's fun. It's Irish coffee. It's the largest selection of furniture in New York State.
Come join the fun at the biggest furniture sale of 1991. Our newly remodeled and expanded store is bursting with beautiful bargains for your home and at the guaranteed lowest prices for this Irish event. Irish music, Irish refreshments, and Irish gifts with every purchase. That's O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright.
The seasons are beautiful, but at Falso Heating and Air Conditioning, we think they're best left outdoors. When you come home, you deserve to be comfortable, and you can be because Falso installs the latest high-efficiency central air conditioning from Carrier. And Falso provides fast, excellent service, too. You'll keep cool because we keep our word. Call Falso today. Keeping our word, keeping you comfortable since 1882.
What sounds good to you? The answer is different for everyone. At KeyBank, we offer a selection of products and services as varied as the people we serve, so you can find whatever you need without changing your tune. KeyBank, America's neighborhood bank.
Since 1980, C&S Construction has brought confidence and quality service to the Syracuse area. For all your home remodeling needs, C&S Construction gives you year-round services. Call C&S Construction today at 471-4857 or 635-1683. Thank you from C&S.
For Central New York's latest weather information throughout the day and every weeknight, turn to 9 News meteorologist Dave Eichhorn, your weather source in Central New York.
You're with us here on Central New York 9, watching the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade, the Emerald Mile. I'm Rick Gary, along with Nancy Duffy and Dan Cummings. We are having a good time here. We started out, I think, we wore jackets and sweaters, and we, of course, gotten down to a little less, shall we say, as the temperature is up around 60 degrees now in downtown Syracuse. Not much of a breeze blowing down here. Lots of sunshine, lots of people. Crowd estimate this time, Nancy, is
220,000.
There we go.
And
we just keep
counting.
going up.
And I think you'll find a lot of people who are lining Salina Street, in some places 10 and 12 deep. They, too, are beginning to shed their outerwear and holding on to a jacket over their shoulder, perhaps a jacket over the arm. It is just so beautiful for March 16th in Syracuse, with spring just a few days away. Today, it feels like it's here already. We're awful glad you're with us for the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. The Rascals. And we don't mean Felix Cavalier and the...
There is the old Rascals and the smallest float in the parade, which is a floating keg. And the father of Kelly Conroy, the Rose of Tralee, Carrie Conroy, rather, is carrying the banner. This is Onondaga Beverage, people. Big supporters of the parade. And what kind of horses would you say?
Well, I believe those are ponies. And I really can't tell you the breed.
Someone will call up, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Ponies make great cart pullers, wagon pullers.
This is the Coleman's contingent.
I wonder if they sold all of their green beer this season.
There's probably a new shipment going up there right now.
I think he a couple of years ago, Nancy, maybe skipped a little bit and thought and hinted that maybe the green beer wasn't really genuine. And then this year he made Pete Coleman made very certain that he covered his tracks and said, no. The word said this is genuine. The whole truck is green. It goes into these large vats underneath the ground off Lowell Avenue. Large storage underground vats of green beer.
I think he took reporters on a tour to actually verify it all.
No Blarney in that man. No, sir. Imported green beer. Well, you can read it for yourself. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of it left at Coleman's this afternoon and evening.
Wait, was Peter Coleman driving that truck? Did you notice?
Didn't get a chance to really.
Well, right there, you can get a chance to look at the size of this crowd, and that's just a small portion of it.
When we first started the parade, and actually pre-parade, it was maybe 2 or 3 deep, would you say? Now we're probably looking at maybe 10 rows deep.
And down there in that crowd is our own Tim Fox. Tim?
And we got a little bit of an update on the Nancy balloon, which is just down the street from us. They're having a little bit of problems. She's got a huge red polka dot skirt on, having a little trouble getting the skirt underneath the sky bridges, so we're working on that. While we're working on it, a guy who is big enough to escort the Nancy balloon, but actually he had the proud honor of escorting our parade queen, Carrie Conroy, today. Dan Conley, the redshirt freshman linebacker for the Syracuse University Orangemen. Must have been a big thrill for you.
Yeah, it was. A friend of mine who's good friends with Carrie asked me if I'd escort her for the parade. I had no idea it was going to be such a big thing.
Now, you come from Pittsburgh, where they certainly celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but you've got kind of a St. Patrick's Parade tradition in your blood.
Yes, my grandfather was a band leader in Pittsburgh for several years, and each year they give him an award for the best band, and his band won 20 years in a row until he retired. So it's in the blood, and you know it's good to get back to it.
But you've never been in a parade before?
No, I haven't. My sisters have, my mother has, my grandmother has. This is the first parade I've ever been in, so it's kind of exciting.
You're used to the cheers from the Orange fans up in the Dome, but how did it feel coming down Salina Street?
It felt really good. You know, I was proud to be Carrie's escort, and it was great to see. I mean, we had a beautiful day, and it was just great to see everyone, you know, pulling together on a great day and celebrating a great holiday.
Before we let you get away, talk a little bit about next year in the Orange team and the chances there.
We got a new coach, Coach Pasqualoni. He's the linebacker coach, my position coach last year. I know a lot about him. He knows a lot about me, and coming from me, I think he's going to be an excellent coach. He's an excellent person, and I think we have a team right now, and I think he's going to benefit, and we will too from it.
The program is in good hands.
Yes, it is.
All right, Dan Connolly, here's a couple of them. Congratulations, and thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Dan. The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by KeyBank, America's neighborhood bank, and by Chinatown Discount Furniture Store in Solvay and North Syracuse. There's Nancy.
I knew she'd do it. I've got great confidence in her. She, you know, the cartoonist that does Nancy is Jerry Scott of nearby Utica.
The cartoon itself created by Ernie Bushmiller. 55 feet of her and 6,000 cubic feet of helium inside of her. 500 pounds? It's almost incredible to see her float. You should ever would think one of those balloons weighs 500 pounds. Oh, that is beautiful.
Nancy, I think you're better looking, though. I really do. Our Nancy's much better looking.
I like the skirt, though. There really is a sharp skirt and a little red bow.
And the yellow ribbon, yes.
We'll do the best we can to find you a skirt like that. It's probably a hoop skirt, too, or poodle skirt that they refer to.
She's only 8 years old, you know.
Really?
Uh-huh. She's never grown up, like many of the 8-year-olds in the crowd right here.
Let's go back to Tim Fox with the balloon handlers. Tim?
And the balloon handlers from the Syracuse newspapers. How's she going?
Beautiful so far. We haven't had any trouble.
I think this balloon has weathered the trip down Salina Street better than the others. I don't see any holes in it.
No holes. She's doing beautiful.
Little trouble coming under the sky bridges?
A little bit. It's a little hard on the hands.
55 feet tall, 6 stories. This is quite a girl.
Yes, she is.
Thanks a lot. The Nancy balloon making its way down Salina Street and doing quite well, if you ask me. 60 years old, I guess. 1940, Nancy was created by Ernie Bushmiller.
Intelligent Nancy.
That's a Herald American, I believe.
Yes, she certainly is doing very well. The newspapers, of course, sponsor the big balloon every year.
Oh,
now she's got to go down under a bridge here, right? This is called a limbo. When all these balloons get down to this portion of the parade, they have to kind of go under a sky bridge here. So that's the reason for that.
And the crowd with its eyes skyward to see if she makes it. That's always a moment of anxiety and tension in the parade.
I think this is the final one too.
The final balloon?
No, the final.
Final obstacle.
Obstacle in her way.
Yeah, actually, it's the lights, I guess, across Salina Street. Wonder how long it takes to deflate, Nancy.
Well,
not you, Nancy.
One parade and I'm deflated.
Well, when she gets back home, she'll have plenty of stories to tell Sluggo. We know that.
And we're still trying to figure out Sluggo's last name, by the way.
Sluggo, let me tell you about Syracuse.
Look at that.
Very close.
Those balloon handlers don't get a heck of a lot of training, and they do an outstanding job.
They're all from the newspaper, aren't they?
That's right. They're all newspaper people, some from the newsroom. And so, you know, they don't get too much experience doing anything like this.
For sure.
You know this band. It's the famous Lion Rampant Accordion Band, one of the only accordion bands of North America. Harold Cromwell in charge. They come all the way from Kitchener, Ontario, and you know where that is.
It's in Canada.
It's a long way away.
Yeah.
And not only does the Lion Rampant Accordion Band play in the parade, but it has become a tradition for them to also play tomorrow with the Amadito Legion Post 1832.
It's been over 250 parades. Let's give a listen. The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by Chinatown, Central New York's original furniture discounter, and by the Downtown Committee. Downtown has it all.
It certainly is exciting to watch today's parade in downtown Syracuse, but you know, you don't have to wait for a parade to enjoy a visit to downtown. There's lots going on almost any time. If you haven't yet visited the shops in Armory Square or ridden the new Salt City Trolley, you may have missed part of the excitement of downtown. How about the new galleries on South Salina Street, or the exciting variety of downtown restaurants? More than 200 shops are also located right here. Isn't it time you visited downtown again?
Attention leather living room buyers. It's Chinatown Discount Furniture's leather living room sale. Choose from a wide selection of styles and colors. Leather sofas priced from only $699. Chinatown Discount Furniture, Central New York's original furniture discounter, has a large selection and the lowest price on quality leather living rooms. Plus, make no payment and pay no interest for 6 long months. Leather sofas made affordable at Chinatown Discount Furniture's Solvay and North Syracuse stores.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. I'm Dan Cummings, along with Nancy Duffy and Rick Gary. Awfully glad you're with us on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon in mid-March. And what parade weather we have for you.
And this is the Kicks wagon. It has some interesting characters on it.
Kicks as in the radio station, for those of you not familiar with Kicks FM 104.7.
Keep the green with us.
I think I see either a mouse or
Spuds McKenzie.
Spuds
McKenzie, yeah.
McKenzie.
Standing up on his hind legs. Yellow ribbons on the front of the truck. Of course, the yellow ribbon's still very much a factor of life until all of our troops are home from their deployments in the Persian Gulf, but that's already begun, thankfully, with peace now at hand. I'm sure, Nancy, as you planned this parade and war broke out in January, there was lots of thoughts that we would still be in a wartime frame of mind on St. Patrick's weekend, but gratefully we are not.
And it's turned into a real celebration. Real relief, I think, from the anxiety that we all felt for so long.
And the Rolling Stones have made a surprise appearance, although probably on compact disc or tapes.
I think we just hit the 300,000 mark.
What Nancy, of course, referring to is the number of people that are downtown. We started off with an estimated guess at 125,000, moved it up to 210 quickly to 2.5. And now Nancy says 300,000. You're all right, Nancy.
And in case people really thought the Rolling Stones were here, that would quickly swell to probably 500,000.
Of course, you realize 300,000 is more than the entire size of Syracuse.
It wasn't that long ago. The Stones were in Syracuse,
yes,
up at the Dome for their second appearance in the past decade.
Sherburne-Earlville are strutting their stuff. The Sherburne-Earlville High School Band. Gary Solomon, a magnificent band director who every year puts on that Sherburne pageant in Sherburne, pageant of bands. Castle.
Tell us a little bit about that Stone Barn Castle.
Well, you know where it is. It's over there in Cleveland. It's a real castle. And they have the Baron Bunny and his friends.
Is that the one Pat Bright has the pictures taken?
That's right.
Is that the Stone
That's
Castle?
right.
Okay, now I know the one.
There's the Synchro Cats. You know them, too. Usually with the Joy Germs. Fisher Bay Irregulars.
2 antique fire trucks being restored and preserved by Dick Sparrow and Carl Willey. A 1931 ladder truck and a 1942 Dodge Sanford pumper that has been restored. The 1942 Sanford truck built right here in Syracuse, of course.
Here comes a chicken of sorts. I thought we saw him before.
Well, going for a second pass. WHEN and WRHP radio stations.
Your alma mater?
Yes. As a matter of fact, 62 WHEN. The FM is now WRHP, home of the world's most beautiful music, as they say. Becky Palmer and others. Large green balloons and white. Interspersed for St. Patrick's Parade Day 1991. My goodness, we'll be lucky to have Saturdays this nice in April and May. Boy.
You know, maybe we should always have a priest as a Grand Marshal.
I think you have something there. I think no doubt about it.
This is the Fairport Firemen's Band. They're from Fairport. 1989, 1990 New York State champions. Firemen's Parade.
Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by Key Bank, America's neighborhood bank, and by Falso Heating. We're not comfortable until you are.
Hi, I'm Darlene from Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
Darlene would like you to come down and celebrate our annual St. Patrick's Day sale. At Adirondack, we have a wide variety of S-Bend furniture. We also have self-storing, gear-driven innkeeper's tables.
What a mess. Don't worry, because my mom just bought a stain-resistant S-Bend table at Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
Stop and see us at Adirondack Colonial Furniture and select from rockers, hutches, and many more pieces at Adirondack Colonial Furniture.
You have to start somewhere. I believe home is the first place.
We're all sharing the planet, so we have to think about each other.
Each individual has the power to change the world, yeah?
So what can you do to be more efficient? We'd love to show you. Call. It's free.
Welcome back to the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade in downtown Syracuse, the Emerald Mile. Rick Gary along with Nancy Duffy and Dan Cummings. Beautiful sunny day. We're so glad you could join us.
And you can join the Harrington family as they float by.
Lots of families here today. Lots of nurseries.
It's a wonderful family event. This year, the Harrington family celebrates the first wedding anniversary of their sister, Charlene Harrington. And
there's that pot of gold I've been looking for. You see that pot of gold?
I missed it.
I'm going to run out there and grab a few.
Can't blink. With this parade, you sometimes can't blink. You miss something significant.
That's right. There's Bob Barker. He's significant. Just about a block from here.
And on a day like this, he will do significant business with his hot dog sales. Hello, Bob.
The horse that he's on is Golden Star. It's a Golden Palomino. Isn't that a beautiful horse? That's, of course, for Bob, that's a little bit of hot dogging he's doing.
That's right. Taking about 10 minutes to go from Clinton Square down, which is a short ride for a horse.
But you can see a horse in a parade like this, you know that they are well behaved and been trained, because anything in a parade like this, bands, what have you, can spook them. And I tell you something, it could be disastrous, but well trained.
It is a middle school marching band, but it's quite a band for a middle school. Mike Miller, this is the second year at the St. Patrick's Parade.
Go ahead, Nancy.
He's performing the conga with the nice Irish British.
I was going to say, turn your TV sets up now. It's time to listen to another marching band, the conga from the Camden Middle School Marching Band.
All right, let's go back out of the street now to the man that's had the great job today of interviewing all the lovely ladies of the parade, and this one is Greater Miss Syracuse. Tim?
Tough duty if you can get it, Rick. Miss Greater Syracuse, Hillary Lopato, and St. Patrick's weekend is a big anniversary for you, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. It was a year ago tomorrow that I was crowned Miss Syracuse. I will crown my successor at Carousel Center on March 29th at 2 o'clock on the Sky Deck.
How has your year in office been?
My year has been the most exciting year of my life. I was 4th runner-up to Miss New York State, and I'm proud to be representing the heart of New York, and I was the swimsuit winner at Miss New York State at 4 feet 11 inches.
And this is a beautiful way to finish it up, isn't it?
This is the best way to finish it up here in the heart of New York.
Miss Greater Syracuse, Hillary Lopato, thank you very much.
Well, Tim, thank you. You know, I knew Tim was disappointed, as the rest of us were, when the Orangemen lost in the first round of the NCAAs, because he was down there with Doug Logan covering that for us in College Park, Maryland. However, given his assignments of today, returning for the parade, I'm not so sure Tim minds being back in Greater Syracuse with Miss Greater Syracuse.
Actually, not only that aspect, but because of the weather. The weather was kind of crummy down there, too, so he gets back into some sunshine of good old Central New York.
This is the Gay and Lesbian Alliance of Syracuse, the G&L Alliance. Pleased to offer its first entry ever in the Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade.
Followed by the Skinny Atlas Fire Department. Paul Murphy, who is the chief and also sometimes a marshal for us in the parade. I hope there are no fires in Skinny Atlas.
I'm sure they have good old mutual aid set up all over the county today, actually, for any such emergencies.
Looks like an old pumper there where all the guys get on either side and pump the water.
And a little tribute to Stormin' Norman. Norman Schwarzkopf, the general in charge of our successful Operation Desert Storm in the Persian Gulf.
Nancy, how'd you let him get by not being in this parade?
How about next year to have Stormin' Norman come?
That'd be he would be wonderful. I think he would be great.
I imagine he'll have a few requests for such events in the months and years to come.
He retires this summer, by the way.
And deservedly so.
It's probably not ready for a fire.
Unless maybe they've nicknamed that truck Stormin' Norman. Who knows?
That could be.
You know, sometimes fire departments like to nickname their vehicles.
That's right. Well, you know, in Manoa, they call their machines the Mean Green Machines.
Cicero, of course, has the green machines, too. I think we're going to see one of the Cicero green police cars later in a later division.
There's a sing-along saloon.
From East Syracuse.
And they've been entertaining all along the parade route in the staging area.
Name the tune, Dan, and the group that sang that.
All right, I Want to Hold Your Hand, the Beatles, 1964.
That guy, Dan is great on trivia when it comes to
Well, that's not exactly trivia.
You weren't even born then. How did you know that?
I don't know. I was all of, well, never mind. One of the first single records I ever bought, if that helps you date me a little bit.
Whoa!
Flip side, I saw her standing there.
Of course, we date ourselves when we say records.
That's right. Nobody buys records anymore.
That was ADT Securities that went by, and of course ADT Security is a corporate sponsor of the parade, and you know how important that is. We can't get these bands easily. They must be paid, and the only way is to have corporate sponsors. So the parade really is the reality because of people like ADT Security.
Speaking of dating oneself, ADT's been in business for over 115 years. That's no mean feat in any line of work. Looks like we're headed for Division 3 now.
Division 3, you can see the sun is still out, shining Salina Street.
The sun really never sets on this parade.
Never.
Helps that it starts at noon and ends at 3, but I don't think it would set even if this was into the early evening. Children, of course, love a parade.
It was
their parents.
So nice to have it out from the beginning because it gave it a chance to really warm the parade route up in all of central New York. So
it must be about, what, 65 degrees out now?
Well, let me see. Well, in here where we are, yeah, it's closer to 70. So I would gather about 60, 65 out there in the sun.
This Rob Roy pipe band from Kingston is, of course, a senior pipe band in the parade, which means that they've been piping longer than anybody else.
Let's listen to the Rob Roy Pipe Band and Highland Dancers. Well, then.
Yeah, they're telling me 45 degrees.
Let's set the record straight. It is 45 degrees in downtown Syracuse, and not just because it feels like 65 or 70. A gorgeous late winter, virtually a spring day, and we're awfully glad you've joined us for the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade.
Literally shorts weather. We saw some kids with shorts on.
But I'm entitled to a little bit of blarney when it comes to the temperature.
That's right.
What you think? I feel it's 65.
If we can estimate the crowd at 500,000, we can certainly estimate the temperature at 75.
Whoever believed the phone when it came to the temperature anymore, right?
Syracuse JC before that. We saw the John B. Carr float, and
this will be nominated for one of the smallest vehicles in the parade, Trombley's Auto Sales. It may win that award because
it definitely is. I haven't seen anything any smaller.
That's Hafner's Red Barn. Gary Hafner's grandfather's 1930 Ford pickup truck is around there someplace. Last year it was pushed most of the way in the parade, but this year it sports a new radiator.
Sound like Secretary Baker's car in Russia there. It had to be pushed. There's Speech Candy Company.
They're a pair. Speech always follows Hafner's. You know, there's a lot of tradition in the parade. A lot of groups like to come back to the same division. They make friends. And we all know Paul Burke. Well, that's not Paul Burke. That's
Batman. It may be Paul Burke, but it could be anyone. The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by O'Duncan O'Bright, reminding you to shop 9 to 9 today and tomorrow 9 to 6 during their Irish Bargain Party sale, and by Key Bank, America's neighborhood bank. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Patrick O'Bright, and it's time for O'Duncan O'Bright's Irish Bargain Party. It's fun. It's Irish coffee. It's the largest selection of furniture in New York State.
Come join the fun at the biggest furniture sale of 1991. Our newly remodeled and expanded store is bursting with beautiful bargains for your home and at the guaranteed lowest prices for this Irish event. Irish music, Irish refreshments, and Irish gifts with every purchase. That's O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright.
I always knew Payless had kids' dress shoes and good prices. But I always thought they had, like, no selection. I don't know where I got that. They had all the styles that kids are wearing now. I mean, really darling shoes. The kids had a ball. And I knew Payless was a hit when they actually wanted to wear them home. Now at Payless, the latest spring shoes for kids are on sale for just $9.99 or 2 for $17.99 for their Sunday best. Who'd have guessed? Payless.
In case you haven't noticed, this is the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade in downtown Syracuse. I'm Rick Gary with a lot of blarney here today, along with Nancy Duffy, probably a little bit more than I've ever had in my entire life, and Dan Cummings. I'm not too sure whether you have too much blarney.
No, but that was a nice French accent, though. You do a great French accent.
Got to hear my Ed Sullivan.
Wow, look at the green suspenders. Last year they just came with their suspenders, and now they have a
whole
suspended
RV
truck.
Yeah.
Look at this float. Now
Riverfest.
That's from Brockville, Ontario. The only international float we had.
Let me guess, they do have a Riverfest, have they?
The Riverfest is from June 21st to July 1st. It really runs more than an entire week up in Brockville, Ontario. Our friends from Canada.
You know, that's what's a nice part of our parades down here in central Syracuse, is the fact that we have so many Canadian folks in it. Great neighbors to the north.
This is a get ready to turn up your TV set alert again, because the Red Band is coming up next.
La Banda Rosa.
The old Italian band, about 80 years old. They're a marching and concert band. Performed in Toronto in 1990. Let's take a listen to La Banda Rosa from Utica.
That band was already in the Utica parade already this morning.
La Banda Rosa.
And how we're doing our time.
Southside Businessmen of Syracuse now on your screens. They were founded in 1932. The Southside Businessmen work for the betterment of both the business environment and general welfare of the Southside community through its varied programs and events. The Southside Businessmen.
And once again, we'd like to issue a special welcome to all of those people who are in our neck of the woods this weekend, from Philadelphia, Mississippi, Michigan, state of North Carolina. You know who you are. You're here for the NCAA first and second round games to Sunday morning, late morning at noon. It'll be the University of North Carolina against Villanova at the Carrier Dome. Saw some of that action live last night, Friday night, as Villanova just got by Princeton and North Carolina killed Northeastern. We welcome all of the first and second round teams and their fans to Syracuse for an off day today between games, and we're happy that you're joining us for the St. Patrick's Parade. Let us show off Syracuse, New York a little bit to folks from the rest of this nation. The Orangemen are back home too, unfortunately. They're maybe watching the parade today as well, but this puts a happy face on what was a downer of a week for SU basketball.
I just want to apologize to all those coaches I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, asking them, inviting them to be in the parade.
Did you talk to Rolly Massimino?
Yes, I did.
And he said?
He said, we've got to work hard today.
And then he hung up, right?
Well, they worked hard last night, I'll tell you. The Ivy League's Princeton Tigers nearly took them in the first round. An excellent ball game, and a close one at that. It's always exciting when tournament basketball coincides, as it does yearly, with St. Patrick's Parade Day and St. Patrick's Weekend.
There's just a shot of the crowd right now and how it has grown since the beginning of the parade. I think I mentioned earlier it was maybe 3 or 4 rows deep, and now the estimate is, well, if you ask Nancy, she'll give you a good one, probably well over 300,000. Look, it's about 10 or 12 deep, if that.
Easily, and with all kidding aside, this is likely to be a record-setting crowd this year. There's no reason why it shouldn't be with the weather and the tournament underway with no games scheduled today. People from all over the Northeast and Canada having trekked to Syracuse for the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade. Time for another pipe band. Where are they from, Nance?
Geneva, first time.
Hobart Fire Department Pipes and Drums.
Bagpipe lover, Dan?
You betcha.
You either love them or you...
or you don't.
Or you move to the other room.
You know, Amazing Grace, famous bagpipe hymn. Now, we're sticklers for accuracy here, Nancy. You said Geneva. This is the Hobart Fire Department type. Hobart is really in Delaware County, is it not? You don't mean, did you mean Hobart, the college in Geneva, or Delaware County?
Oh, I think I must have met Delaware, Hobart, New York.
Yes, in Delaware County.
Which is in Delaware County, not Geneva.
However, if Hobart and William Smith Colleges happens to have a pipe band, we'd like to welcome them to next year's parade. It's great small schools over there in Geneva.
The release of the balloons over Syracuse, the green and white balloons.
And that's Burn Dairy. Wow, what happened to Burn Dairy? It's grown tenfold.
It's the biggest Burn Dairy truck I've ever seen.
Followed by the Up-Downtowners float.
Downtowners, who are the backbone of downtown. I was telling you about Paul Burke earlier. He used to be a marshal in this division, and last year he met the woman who he is going to marry next September 21st.
Met her at the parade?
At the parade. She was an up-downtowner, and he was a division marshal at the parade, and they had to wait a little bit, and so they got to know each other.
And wonderful things happen at this parade, don't they?
Amazing. When will they march down the aisle?
The Emerald Aisle.
Oh, some orange balloons in there, too.
They've already had a marriage between marshals, too. Ed Dunn and Claire Brennan, several years ago, were VIP marshals, met at the Immaculate Conception Cathedral, and now have 2 babies. Still marshaling.
Either one of them.
Okay, here we go. Roman's Tavern. This is the famous chicken dance here.
Let's listen.
Here comes the Dare Float. The Solvay Police Department Dare Float.
Yes, the second Dare Float we've seen today. The first one, of course, was the Syracuse City Police Department's Drug Abuse Resistance Education Float. Very successful program, no matter what police agency is administering it. Statewide, nationwide.
You can hear those aren't the Solvay kids. That's the System, a famous local rock group, and they're part of Paragon Supplies Float.
Which is a brick and tile company at the foot of Tipperary Hill since, by the way, 1888.
I remember it well.
Solid foundation. Agway Gardens to follow.
Oh, and there's 93Q And can you see Sinead O'Connor?
No, I don't think. I thought she was on their boombox.
We've already seen Elvis today.
There we go.
Is that Sinead?
I don't know. Can we get Tim up there and see?
We've had Elvis. We've had the Beatles. We've had the Rolling Stones.
Has she grown hair?
I don't believe so, but let me see.
We tried to get a comment from her, but she's not commenting today, if you can believe that.
I can understand. Oh, that could be her on the front there, yeah.
Yes.
Tim couldn't get a comment. Well, that's all right, Tim.
We've said before this parade has everything. It now has its own official no comment from Sinead O'Connor.
Somebody's harebrained idea to put her up there, I think. Really.
I think she's actually here as a backup for Daddy Warbucks in the Annie cast. She's just a little late in the line of march.
Hey, I did want to remark about Dennis Brogan's new hairdo. That was great.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by PNC, the unbeatable price champion, and by Chinatown, Central New York's original furniture discounter. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
To bring you an important message. Our everyday low prices are 33 to 70% lower than national change, but for 3 days only, take an additional 10% off marked items. Living rooms from $198 to $498. Bedrooms from $188 to $428. Mattresses from $24 to $99 each piece, sold in sets, brand new, free layaway for the next 3 days only. At Nationwide Warehouse, 6514 Bastille Row, across from Amtrak Station. Phone 437-0600, 437-0600. Nationwide Warehouse, Nationwide Warehouse.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade, coming to you live and in glorious sun-bathed color on WYXT Central New York 9. I'm Dan Cummings, along with Rick Gary and Nancy Duffy.
And CSEA, Local 834. Before that, we saw St. Stephen's Church briefly. And the Onondaga Historical Association is following the CSEA float. A labor of love, I guess.
It has to be. J.B. Kane with their edition. Authorized dealer for Hewlett, Packard, IBM, and Xerox.
More good corporate
participation
in the parade. Hard to tell Central New York businesses that there's a recession underway. It's that Irish stiff upper lip attitude.
There's a new one in the parade, the Afton Central School Band.
From Afton, the only the second time that this band has marched on their own without the high school band with them. Last year, this group took third places in the concert and parade competitions at the Sherburne Pageant of Bands. The band extremely excited to be part of this parade today. The Afton Middle School Band. Let's take a listen.
Do you know where Afton is?
You would quiz me.
This is glad she didn't ask me.
I think Afton is somewhere around the Rochester area. And there, of course, is the Watkins Glen pace car.
1994 Thunderbird.
Super Coupe. Bob Pierce would like that. Bob Pierce, one of our producers at Channel 9.
Got Camel GTP and NASCAR Winston Cup race action on the docket at Watkins Glen this season. Season beginning in June, runs through October. Summer can't be far away if they're talking about racing at the Glen. Of course, we haven't hit spring yet. Let's take it one season at a time. Everybody at this time of year, you know, is so eager to put winter behind, and within a matter of days, that will be officially the case.
You might remember the Lafayette Community Band. This is now the Lafayette Concert Band. by. There are caterpillar people. You know, this morning, I'm very grateful to people. The reviewing stands down here on this corner were put in the wrong places, so it takes about 3 hours to put up a reviewing stand, and some passers-by helped Bob Giambattista, the float chairman, myself, and a few other people to literally move the reviewing stands down to the right location.
A lot of volunteer help on the parade every year. 500 plus volunteers this year alone. More public safety representation.
And you know, the ham radio operators are really terrific. Vivian Douglas has ham radio operators, which is a communication network throughout the parade. They're with each division. They're at the Public Safety Building, Eastern Ambulance. I have one with me at all times. And it's essential to communicate some of the vital information.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York is brought to you in part by Adirondack Colonial Furniture, the largest S-Bent dealer in Central New York, and by the Downtown Committee. Downtown has it all.
The seasons are beautiful, but at Falso Heating and Air Conditioning, we think they're best left outdoors. When you come home, you deserve to be comfortable, and you can be because Falso installs the latest high-efficiency central air conditioning from Carrier. And Falso provides fast, excellent service, too. You'll keep cool because we keep our word. Call Falso today. Keeping our word, keeping you comfortable since 1882.
Back to step now, everybody. Okay, I got the monks for the Big Sur Waterbeds commercial.
Monks? What monks?
You know, no payments for 6 monks.
That's 6 months, you idiot. No payments for 6 months.
Okay, that's a wrap, fellas. Call me sometime. We'll do sushi.
It's simple. Buy now at Big Sur and don't make a payment or pay any interest till September. Enjoy the comfort of a Big Sur waterbed with no payments for 6 months. Months. Offer ends March 17th. Big Sur Waterbeds, America's largest.
Welcome back to the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade in downtown Syracuse. It's called the Emerald Mile. I'm Rick Gary, along with Nancy Duffy, Dan Cummings.
And this is a C.A. Palmer Fife and Drum Corps from Palmyra. We're now in the 4th Division. You know who that is?
Why, it must be Mr. Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid tastes great. Part of the Cookie Monster float. Wash down the cookies with the Kool-Aid. WCNY.
Now, there you go, getting me hungry again. We had the chicken and cookies and Kool-Aid. Boy.
Syracuse's home of rock and roll.
This is the 95X rock and roll box.
A lot of very active and involved radio stations in our community. I think we've seen about half of them today in this parade.
There's a beautiful homily today at the Mass. Father Kevin Hannon of St. Margaret's spoke about the gift of the Irish, with its love and laughter and a real sense of fun.
Miss New York
of the year. And she is Kathy Ridgway of North Syracuse.
Received her title last October and will now compete for the national title of Miss of the Year in the Mrs., Miss, and Miss Teenage pageant in the spring. And it'll be nationally televised as well. It was scheduled for Honolulu around Easter time, but because of the crisis in the Gulf, date and location not yet determined. it's just a guess because it sounds like a pep band, and if I saw a sweatshirt right, Rick, I'm going to say that's the Penn State pep band because tomorrow they'll play Eastern Michigan in another second-round game at the Dome. And, of course, the pep bands that won the Friday games are the ones that are going to stick around for the Sunday games. And, Nancy, I think we were treated to another out-of-town university pep band.
Oh, and I didn't even wake him up this morning.
Penn State set UCLA yesterday at the Dome. The poor Bruins came all the way from Los Angeles to lose one basketball game, and they probably didn't stick around for our parade. But who knows, if you're here from Los Angeles and watching us in your hotel room, welcome to Syracuse, New York.
And welcome Poland. This was the Poland marching tornado band, bringing up Division 5, and they came all the way from Poland, Dan.
My goodness. Canada, yes. Poland. We won't tell anybody this is the Poland from just outside Utica.
It's part of the Blarney that we institute in this parade.
Only 725 students total from K to 12, but they have put together a heck of a marching band. They call themselves the Tornadoes.
St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Parish. It's a big parish.
You can get a sense from that picture right there of just how large this crowd is, how deep it goes along the sidewalks at South Salina Street. Easily 15 to 20 deep by now, and that crowd extending for several blocks here, the 2, 3, 4, and probably 500 blocks of Salina, even though the parade at the 500 block clips off and heads west on Onondaga Street to the D-staging area in the trolley parking lot near Armory Square. Where, by the way, Wegmans, I guess, is sponsoring a nice party this afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. for the families of the servicemen and women who still have their loved ones in the Gulf, yet to see them home. There's a 3-hour party for those individuals and their families at the Jefferson Street Armory immediately following the parade.
And entertaining, of course, will be the mummers, and I have just gotten word that the mummers are now in the line of march.
Now, did you see that window there? We just had a shot of the window. You know who's in that window? He's everywhere. He's everywhere. It's Tim Fox. Tim, what are you doing up there?
I'm having a good time with a bunch of people at Wicker and Associates who are partying over the parade. You've got a terrific viewpoint up here, don't you?
Great view. Great view.
Is this a tradition on St. Patrick's weekend?
It is a tradition, yes. I've been here for the past, what, 4 years? They've been here for 10 years. Best seat in the house. It is. If we had to be down there, I don't think we'd come to the parade.
You don't often have the opportunity to open the window, though, on this day.
No, we don't. Usually it's raining, but we do open it when it's raining.
See any interesting things from up here?
We do. We see everybody out of the steps, and we see... everybody... Never mind, I can't say it.
All right, we're going to enjoy a little more of the parade and send it back downstairs.
Boy, he's been everywhere. That's great. Crashed another party. Way to go, Tim.
You never know where Tim's going to show up next. And you know, our official crowd estimates, or unofficial as they've been throughout the afternoon, don't include the people watching in buildings along South Salina Street, like where Tim just was, up in the air and listening to the wonderful music.
It's been kind of a tradition with the folks in these buildings that may have offices to have parties.
Certainly.
The hotels at Syracuse Square. Certainly a number of folks that have rooms, rent rooms for parties, and they do it each and every year. So we don't know how many parties are going on or how many people are actually overlooking the parade.
That's the Worcester Central High School Band. From Worcester.
Worcester, New York. The Wolverines, second time at our parade. The band has made only one appearance outside the town of Worcester, and that was at last year's Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. School of 45 minutes southeast of Albany, directed by Lou Kitchener.
There's an Irishman, a leprechaun, who works for the UAW, I think.
Local 624. And the Central New York Industrial Insulation.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another corporate sponsor.
Boy, without them, it'd be tough to put a parade together. I don't think they realize what it actually takes to put parade this size together. It takes money, and without the corporate sponsors, you just haven't got it.
Takes a few phone calls too, right, Nancy?
It sure does.
No.
Nancy Duffy, I'll have you know, wore out an answering machine in the past month alone. It just kind of started smoking and fizzled. We had to buy her. I guess you bought your own one, right?
Right.
We'll reimburse you for it.
This is the hotels at Syracuse Square.
We'll take a break right now and be right back with more of the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. Don't go away.
Interrupt to bring you an important message. Our everyday low prices are 33 to 70% lower than national change, but for 3 days only, take an additional 10% off marked items. Living rooms from $198 to $498. Bedrooms from $188 to $428. Mattresses from $24 to $99 each piece, sold in sets, brand new, free layaway for the next 3 days only. At Nationwide Warehouse, 6514 Bastille Row, across from Amtrak Station. Phone 437-0600, 437-0600. Nationwide Warehouse, Nationwide Warehouse.
What sounds good to you? The answer is different for everyone. At KeyBank, we offer a selection of products and services as varied as the people we serve, so you can find whatever you need without changing your tune. KeyBank, America's neighborhood bank.
Once again, welcome back to the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade in Syracuse, New York. Rick Gary along with Nancy Duffy and Dan Cummings. We have just had one grand parade, and we have to say this many times over, probably the best one ever. Not only the parade itself, but lending to it the weather with the sunshine. Ooh. Oh, boy. I think it's 75 degrees out there now. Easily.
Look at
I don't
that.
care what the phone says, yeah.
Is that a teddy bear I see?
That's a teddy bear.
A relatively large teddy bear. Everything in the parade is larger than life, from the teddy bear Camp Good Days. Camp Good Days, special times outside Canandaigua.
Its sister balloon, the Jolly Green Godzilla balloon, is anchored at one of the reviewing stands down the street.
Try this at home, folks.
And there's some clowns on that float doing some juggling.
There's some clowning around. What would a parade be without some honest-to-goodness clowning around?
A lot of juggling around when it comes to organizing this parade, Nancy, right?
Aha! The coup de grace. The Mummers are making their way down the parade route, the Durning String Band.
And, of course, they're sponsored by Wegmans this year. Wegmans are the official sponsor of the Mummers and also of the party at the Armory afterwards, and we thank them. Real good corporate friend this year.
I think perhaps a large segment of the crowd, Nancy, comes out every year maybe primarily to see the Mummers, huh? Because they know this is their only chance to see them live anywhere in this neck of the woods.
And look at them. There they are in all their splendor. That's Jack He, who's the chairman of the Mummers. The theme of the Mummers this year is Romancing the Stone, and it's all a play on words.
Those look like large stones in that outfit.
Isn't that something? Look at that costume.
Let's listen to the Mummers now, the Durning String Band. Without a doubt, the highlight of the 1991 and anybody's St. Patrick's Parade, led by Jack He. The Mummers, the Durning String Band, with a patriotic medley to complete it. What a treat.
There's more to come, Dan, in the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade from downtown Syracuse. We'll be right back.
Attention leather living room buyers. It's Chinatown Discount Furniture's Leather Living Room Sale. Choose from a wide selection of styles and colors. Leather sofas priced from only $699. Chinatown Discount Furniture, Central New York's original furniture discounter, has a large selection and the lowest price on quality leather living rooms. Plus, make no payment and pay no interest for 6 long months. Leather sofas made affordable at Chinatown Discount Furniture's Solvay and North Syracuse stores.
Welcome back to the 1991 St. Patrick's Parade, the Emerald Mile in Syracuse, New York. Nancy Duffy, I'm Rick Gary. Nancy Duffy and Dan Cummings joining me on this beautiful day. We just saw the Mummers. And I mean, everybody is in awe of the Mummers when they are in our parade every year.
And the Savannah people love the Savannah Cellar Savers because they save their cellars when they don't march.
Would you mind repeating that?
More music. Let's listen to the Savannah Cellar Savers. Music just keeps on coming on the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. RC Conjal boats. Another reminder of the spring and summer and her fall boating season to come.
And this is the pump house. And this is the party boat with beautiful models from John O'Connor's Mishar Agency.
Pump House Tavern, of course, helping to pump some business and enjoy the fruits of success in the Oil City, Franklin Square region of redevelopment on the Syracuse Lakeshore.
Without a hitch, that's what I'm hearing. The parade has gone off without a hitch. Some of our marshals you just saw, Ed Higgins and his wife, have been with us since the very beginning. That first parade when we were going to stage everybody in the basement of the War Memorial. Yeah. And then found out, well.
Could do it this year, huh?
Staging for the parade at Clinton Square area near the Clinton Exchange, and she comes down Salina Street. This year wraps up over the trolley parking lot, right, Nancy, in the Armory Square area.
That's right. Apparently that's working, too. WSYR Radio, yet another radio station.
Their mobile broadcasting unit making a clean and shiny appearance in the St. Patrick's Parade. They may be broadcasting live also at this very moment.
I can't wait. There's Melvin the Moose is coming along here. Can you see him?
Melvin the Moose? Yeah, I see Melvin. Right? There we go.
Melvin, he's from Fulton. Jerry Fitzpatrick's moose. First time we've had a moose in the parade.
He's wearing an Irish hat and tank top.
Also, the Fayetteville Manly Rotary is right there.
Yeah, that's the Rotary, right? Rotary for today.
The Emerald Mile.
There he is, Melvin the Moose. That's a great costume.
It's a great moose. Jerry Fitzpatrick's moose from the Great Outdoor Recreation Center in Fulton.
the Silver Bullets of Madison County.
Leading off Division 6, the 6th and final division in the Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade for 1991. Let's listen to the Silver Bullets of Madison County Junior Drum and Bugle Corps. The 6th straight appearance in the St. Patrick's Parade.
You know, this is one of the few Junior Drum and Bugle Corps in New York State. There are not too many of them around.
No, it takes so much training and so much money to keep them going. Appears in over 30 parades and 10 field competitions throughout the Northeast and Canada each year do the Silver Bullets of Madison County.
Salt City Ski Club, I think, represented there.
I think ski season may be over.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. That's why they're in the parade today. They're really for them.
And upcoming, we have yet another beauty contest winner, Miss Salt City Area Teenager of 1990.
Quick, where's Tim Fox? He's got another beauty contest interview.
Tim, you're slipping here.
Peggy.
Barbara Ackerman, isn't it? I think.
No, Barbara Ackerman is
that's the director.
Is the director. She's Peggy
Barbara
Maxim.
will probably be flattered by that, right? Peggy
Maxim.
Maxim from Phoenix, New York.
And she will be in a pageant April 20th at Nottingham High School. It's a special surprise this year dedicated to our troops overseas and those that are returning.
We just saw the Catholic Daughters truck or van pass by.
It doesn't look as if the crowd has dispersed at all.
Not at all. I'd want to stay outside.
Not today.
Get a little color, you know, with the sunshine.
Not today. Maybe with last year's rain or with the icy cold temperatures of 2 years ago, they would have wanted to disperse by now. But this crowd, I do believe, has kept on growing. Ross Limousine now connected with Teen Institute.
Their theme is, I believe, Doll Up the Green with Ross Limousine. We'll take you that mile in class and style.
Now this is a classy car. It's part of the Manlius Antique Classic Car Club. What a beautiful day to show off your car.
Oh, yeah.
That's Bill Kelly. Another Kelly.
Well, there's another classic car right there, a Chevy. And I don't know if that's a 56. I'm guessing. I know it's not a 57. It's got to be a 56, 55. That's my guess.
Now you are getting a little bit ahead of my...
I should never have said that, right? I've dated myself.
It's
56.
56.
Ah, yes. See, now 57 had the fins.
Of course it did.
I mean, I only saw pictures. I don't really remember.
That it wasn't a 56, was it?
That Chevy was a 56.
The earlier one was definitely a 56.
Look at all these cars.
It's a Jaguar, I believe. They're coming up the yellow.
I don't know. He walked back there.
This is the kind of day that may be the first nice day that a lot of people would be taking out their vintage vehicles for show or to tool around town.
That you would even dare come out.
Set the winter rats to another season of rest.
Especially that Woody there that just passed by. Boy, there are some nice cars. Boy, oh boy. A representation all across the board here.
What kind of car is that?
All right. We're going to be going to Tim, I guess, out on the street to another interview with Mike Harrington. Tim?
Rick, things are winding down just a bit. The Chief of Operations for the Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade Committee, Mike Harrington, is with me. Mike, how have things gone this year?
It's been wonderful. We've had the greatest crowd turnout we've ever had. We've probably had more marches than ever before because the weather's been so beautiful. We had some groups that have had as many as 400 people marching with one group.
A little bit of trouble with the balloon, getting it under some of those sky bridges, huh?
Well, this balloon, I think, is bigger than the ones we've had before. It was actually bigger in diameter than the height of the sky bridge, so they had to lay it on the ground and compress it a little, pull it down to the ground so that they could move it under the bridges. So they had a little work for themselves.
And yet it seemed to come through looking better than any of the rest of them.
Well, if nothing else, they've got 3 years of experience. They did take some time earlier before the parade started to learn, again, what they were trying to do with the balloon to make it move. They were up on Salina Street doing that. And, you know, when they got in between the buildings, I think they had some protection from the wind, which helped. And it looked great. I had a chance to see it come down the street on a TV monitor, and it looked wonderful. So they are doing better. Certainly not sinking like the first one did.
Mike Harrington, congratulations to you and all the people on the St. Patrick's Parade Committee.
There's about 100 people involved, maybe even more, and it's important that we have that type of people involved because we couldn't do it without the help.
Okay, thanks a lot.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by O'Duncan O'Bright, where the biggest furniture sale of the year ends tomorrow at 6. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade on Central New York 9 is brought to you in part by PNC, the unbeatable price champion. Chinatown, Central New York's original furniture discounter. Key Bank, America's neighborhood bank. Falso Heating, we're not comfortable until you are. By O'Duncan O'Bright, where the Irish Bargain Party furniture sale ends tomorrow. Adirondack Colonial Furniture, the largest S-Bed dealer in Central New York. And by the Downtown Committee. Downtown has it all.
I'm Patrick O'Bright, and it's time for O'Duncan O'Bright's Irish Bargain Party. It's fun. It's Irish coffee. It's the largest selection of furniture in New York State.
Come join the fun at the biggest furniture sale of 1991. Our newly remodeled and expanded store is bursting with beautiful bargains for your home and at the guaranteed lowest prices for this Irish event. Irish music, Irish refreshments, and Irish gifts with every purchase. That's O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright. O'Duncan O'Bright.
In one day, you use a lot of energy.
I generally don't think about electricity. I just go in the room, turn on the light, and it's there.
Don't use what you don't need.
If living better sounds like a good idea, we have some free information for you.
Well, we told you it was day to shed the outerwear, and we're down to sweaters and jackets. What a beautiful day for the 1991 Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade. We appreciate you joining us and hope you've had as much fun as we have.
All 3 hours of it, too. We had sunshine. Another great job, Nancy. Great job, Tim. We had a lot of fun today.
And to the parade committee, what a magnificent show you put on.
I just want to thank everybody. Thank the participants. Thank Channel 9, Steve Cronquist for making all of this happen, the corporate sponsors who pay for the bands, all the bands that came, all the NCAA bands that came, all the marchers, all the clowns, everyone here. Did I leave anybody out?
No, just thank you, Lord, for the wonderful weather. And Dave Icorn and Rick Derry helped team up on that as well throughout the past week.
And
a perfect day for a parade.
I have to thank you, Dan, too, for being very tolerant when the phones would ring.
And the answering machine would burn up, and we installed another one. But Nancy does a heck of a job with her parade committee every year. And it's been very important for us that you've all joined us, along with the 200,000 or 300,000, maybe, Nancy, that have come down.
Million now.
I mean, maybe, yeah, 2.6 million, I think. I got it officially down the line.
Nancy, you're going to take a parade rest.
That's right.
At this point.
That's right. But if you still have questions, I'm going to be there for a week before I leave.
All right. Okay.
So if there's still any questions, I'll be answering phone calls for a week.
I don't think anybody will forget that performance by the Mummers this year with the patriotic medley at the end. Just an outstanding highlight to this year's parade.
Anything we can look forward to for next year? Maybe you could just give us a little insight on anything?
Actually, we do have 2 or 3 units already signed up for next year.
Right.
But there's surprises. There's surprises. But we do have some of the bands that couldn't make it this year have promised already that they will be here next year. So I think it's always great to have the bands and the pipe bands and the marching units. Every year they seem to improve, and a lot of that is due to television, because when they watch again at 11:30 tonight, they can see ways to improve.
And by that time, you'll already be planning next year. I mean, seriously, though, this committee is in operation 20 or 12 months a year.
We take an hour off.
Timmy, how many parties did you crash up in that building when you went up for that interview?
There was that one and that one, and one I've got to get back to.
Once again, on behalf of Rick Derry and Tim Fox and Nancy Duffy, we at Central New York 9 want to thank you all for joining us on the Syracuse St. Patrick's Parade for 1991.
Can I just say one more thank you? Just one more thank you.
Quickly.
I want to thank Dave Icorn over there, because he's the one that knew in his heart that it was going to be a lovely sunny day. So I just want to thank Dave Icorn.
Thank you, Dave.
Way to go, Dave.
And goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Luck of the Irish to you.
Bye-bye.